schedule. And of course, Democratic Party, Yusuf Doumbouya's party, is also expected to be at the regional IEC offices at midday. And then GANU, Gambia Alliance for National Unity, is also on the schedule. Like I said, I mean, it's very important. It's a requirement that whichever party is prepared to contest in this election must have their candidates go through this process, which is to submit their papers to know whether they have really met the requirement as required by law to be able to contest in the upcoming parliamentary election. As you know, the 5th legislature has ended their term, and then we must go into election to be able to elect the members of the parliament for the 6th legislature. In the program, we will be talking to our correspondents across the regions. In Kerawan, Don Williams is already in Kerawan, Alhassan Bah is at Mansa Konko, and Ibrahima Jallo is at Janjambure. And my another colleague, Yaya Jawa, is currently at the IEC regional office in Kanifing, just on the Kairaba Avenue. On Kairaba Avenue. Like I said, I mean, you're watching QTV, and we are broadcasting live from our studios here on Kairaba Avenue. I am Ali Ceesay. Like you have seen yesterday, we had the APRC, who had also filed in 7 candidates who will be contesting in the upcoming election. I mean, 5 in Fonyi and 2 in KM. You have seen the APRC is maintaining 4 of their current 5 parliamentarians. Musa Amul Nyasi, Fonyi councillor, is coming back. Modu Kamara is coming back. Kumba as well is coming back, and Sankung Jame. We have seen Sunkare Baji of Fonyi Brevet is being replaced by one Ibu Kali, who is also contesting for the first time to be able to represent the people of his constituency in Fonyi Brevet. And in the KM, we've seen APRC is putting up a candidates. Suleiman Jame, Bundukakunda constituency, who is currently, in fact, the councillor for that ward. Suleiman is contesting in this election on the APRC. And Sirif Sar, Joswan constituency. Sirif Sar, as we understand, had served as a councillor for Joswan between 2010 around 2013. And right now, he is contesting again. He contested in the last parliamentary election in 2017 as an independent candidate, but lost to the UDP's Alhaji Drame, whose mandate term has ended. I mean, we're not sure whether Alhaji is going to seek re-election in the upcoming election, but we will wait and find out, because as we have on the schedule, the United Democratic Party is also scheduled to appear on Thursday at the different IEC regional offices. Bari ngolu melbe QTV jube kan filenti mbali na studio to Jang Kairaba Avenue. This is a live broadcast comme alialo nyamin kunune nomination o commenceta wala mu mol mi ko ilapeka lo pour kake député woti election men kana April 9th be yin sango men kono comme aliaji nyamin kunun ngaje APRC yele mol nati pour kana ka nomination ke I see la bombata membe brikama aning ela office do membe Kanifing jang comme nga fale nyame tuwa kamoto APRC abe damento ye mo wara wulale londi wala mu mo lulu melbe ko e bolnam Fonyi aning mo fula melan ko kilingo be bolnam Bundukakunda constituency Suleiman Jame aning Joswan constituency Sirif Sar comme nga fale nyame tuwa kamoto ngaje APRC ila mo lulo melan ko lebe député bungoto ye mo kilinda male falinge wala mu Sunkar Bajiti Fonyi Brevet bari ngaje yele modol maintain ko kadi Kamara melan ko abara Fonyi Bondali Musa Amul Nyasi Fonyi councillor Alaji Sankun Jame Fonyi Jarol ani Modu Kamara Fonyi Bintang nga menge APRC yemenati prokalo Fonyi Brevet in karton men kana wala mo ibu quality nga melon al quota amumoti malan ko akranun ticket fanam aning interment abedokola Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education. Mbokk nga mi ina siran QTV di len dalalat fi ci QTV the broadcast live from our studios fi ci Kairaba Avenue mala sen bok Aliou Ceesay comme ni man ko waxe won ci kalama angale ak soose tay la demba lañ commencé nga mo nek nomination bi pour nga xamne dañ bëgga am ene pour taxaw pour jongante ci li nga xamne mo nek parliamentary election bu wara ñew ci April 9th comme no leen ko ni ma leen ko waxee rek démba gis nañ ne APRC ñoom ñoo ñëwoon pour def li nga xam ne moo nekk seen nomination bi APRC ngi taxawal li nga xam ne moo nekk juróom-ñaari nit juróom pale ca Fuuñi and then ñaari ci KM bi comme ni ma ko waxee rek Bundukakunda constituency am nañ Souleymane Jammeh ki nga ne mu faa taxawal APRC ak Sirif Sarr moom mu ngi taxawal fii ki nga ne moo nekk fi nga ne moo nekk Joswan constituency kon ni ma leen ko waxee rek gis nañ ne APRC ci Fuuñi bi si juróom député yi nga xam ne am nañ ko fu mu nekk ni kenn rek la gaay wecci moo nekk ak nga ne moo nekk Sunkaro Bajity kuñ indi léegi moo nekk Ibu Koli waaye gis nañ ne APRC maintain nañ seen député mun naa wax ne ñeneen ci député yi nga xam ne ñu ngi fawoon ku mel ni Kadi Camara ku mel ni Kadi Camara Fuuñi Bondali APRC dañ ko taxawalaat gis nañ ne Musa Amul Ñaasi Fuuñi kansala moom tam dañ ko taxawalaat Alaji Sankung Jammeh Fuuñi Jaarol moom tam dañ ko maintain ak nga xam ne moo nekk Modou Camara Fuuñi Bintang moom tam maintain nañ ko waaye gis nañ ne fale ca Fuuñi Brefet Sunkare Badji moom taxawal ko waaye dama gis nañ ne si nataal yi gis fale ca Brikama nekkoon na fa wane na cofeelam wane na ne pare na pour baak nga xam ne moo nekk Ibu Koli ci élection buy ñëw ni Fuuñi nag xam nañ ne élection buy ñëw ni dafa interesting to parce que comme ni ma ko waxee rek is somehow divided am na ñoo xam ne ñu ngi di legally recognize APRC am na ñoo xam ne ñu ngi fale ci nga xam ne moo nekk Noto Alliance waaye luñ jot a xamagum daal moo nekk ne Fuuñi daal xam naa ne dina interesting trop si élection buy ñëw nii comme ni ma leen ko waxee rek musidɗo wonɓe ɗaɗa QTV mboɗo mbiya bisimilla ɗo ɗo QTV ɗo ganduɗa mboɗo adna ko ganduɗa ko ɗum woni live broadcast comme no haalirmi ni he english e soose jolfe rek hande kadi min arti ɗo ɗo awa studio amen wonɗo ɗo ɗo Kairaba avenue QCell building komin musidɗo mon Aliou Ceesay hanki nomination fuɗɗima pour ɓe ganduɗa heɓe jogui andiya pour darade pour wona député e élection arowo lewru aron si Allah jaaɓi comme hanki nomination fuɗɗi en jeema mo ganduɗa woni APRC ko kamɓe waɗi hanki nomination maɓɓe o toto Brikama he Kanifing comme APRC o élection heɓe darnan ko yahata yimɓe jeeɗa ɗo yimɓe jowo toto Fuuñi he yimɓe ɗiɗo ganduɗa ko Kanifing ɗo ɓe darnata ɓe on ɗum comme ça Kanifing ɗo sa daari woni Kanifing municipality heɓe darne o witeɗo Souleymane Jammeh toto Bundukakunda constituency Souleymane Jammeh ɗo woni ɗo ko woni councilor Bundukakunda ward o ari pour darade o pour wona député pour APRC he kadi Sirif Sarr ko kanko darto ɗon ganduɗa ko ɗo woni Joswan constituency Sirif Sarr noon o meeɗima darade pour wona député in 2017 as an independent candidate independent o wonno ala parti mo bokkuno ko wonno independent candidate kono Allah waɗi o kasani gagnade ko o witeɗo Alaji Dramé UDP kongo gagnino to ɗo Joswan constituency way sa daari en jiyat APRC he député ji joyi ɗi ganduɗa ko ɗiɓe gagnino élection yehtoɗo ko gottoto ɓe mbaɗi change on woni Sunkaro Badji ko ganduɗa ko mo toto wiyete Fuuñi Brefet Sunkaro Badji noon kanko o daraki this time moɓe addi ko o wiyete ɗum Ibu Koli he Ibu Koli ko yeero komin andi he makko Ibu Koli o meedi wonde teacher kadi ko ɗoyma ko hollede yidde makko pour darade sa homo liggono toto Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education way sa daari he député ji APRC ɗi foof yimɓe nawɓe foof ɓe ganduɗa ɓe arti woni Kadi Camara ko kanko won toto Fuuñi Bondali Musa Amul Ñaasi Fuuñi kansala Alaji Sankung Jammeh Fuuñi Jaarol he o witeɗo Modou Camara Fuuñi Bintang so ko ɓe yimɓe jeeɗaɗo APRC faala darnude pour élection arowo ɗo ganduɗa woni April seeɓi balɗe jeenayi he madu inchallah Gambia foti yaade élection pour ɓe cuɓa heɓe wonta député ganduɗa ko o woni élection garowo like I said, I mean, during this program, we will also try to speak to Dr. Ismaila Ceesay, who is the party leader of CA. He will be speaking to us about, I mean, why is his party putting up nearly 11 candidates across the country? And like I have gathered, I mean, most of them are young people. I mean, we'll talk to Dr. Ismaila Ceesay to find out more why they're going in for more young people. And, you know, unlike other parties, I mean, CA is putting up 10, 11 candidates across the country. If I'm right, I think it's only in Upper River region where they haven't put up a candidate, but they have candidates in the West Coast region, in KM, in Lower River region, in Central River region, and in North Bank region. Like I said, our correspondents are currently at the IEC regional offices to give us up to speed as to whatever is happening happening there. It's really going to be interesting. For example, if you look at in Kanifing, CA is putting up candidates in Bunduka Kunda constituency. Let me just look at my in Bunduka Kunda constituency, and then their candidate there is Farmer Mambure. Farmer Mambure is a candidate that CA is putting up. Okay. And I understand my colleague Ibrahim is currently on the line from Janjambure. Ibrahim, a very warm good morning from our studios here. What is happening right now in Janjambure?
Good morning to you all down there in the studio. Right now here at the Janjambure, we are here at the IEC office this morning, but yet still no candidate is yet on the ground because we are expecting Citizen Alliance to be on the ground, but yet still there is no candidate yet on the ground.
Have you find out, why the delay?
Yeah, we tried to find out, but there is no question answered yet because they said still they are waiting for him to be on the ground from now on at any time. So from now on towards 12, it's only 2 hours. If he's on the ground, fine. If he's not on the ground, then they will go in and see what to do else.
Yeah, because on this schedule we have CA between 9 a.m. to midday, and CA is putting up 3 candidates in the Central River region. We have Samba MP Ba, Nyamina Dankuku constituency, Jibidem, Same constituency, and Mohammed Lee, Nyanya constituency.
Yeah, exactly.
Perhaps, you must have been following developments in the Central River region. What are people actually saying in CRR as far as this nomination is concerned, the selection process, Ibrahim?
It has been a little bit challenging here because when it comes to the nomination selection process, it has been a little bit challenging here because political parties are here, especially when it comes to the incumbent, the NPP political party. It's like the selection have bring some little bit talking between, within themselves. Like we prefer this particular party to represent us in the parliament, or we prefer this other party to also. That have been a little bit challenges between the parties here in the region so far.
And if you look at it, like you said, the candidates are yet to arrive at the regional office. But how is the environment? How is the atmosphere there right now?
The atmosphere here is very calm. It's not crowded. It's calm, and people are patiently sitting, waiting for the candidate to be on the ground. And we are expecting from now towards 12 midday, the candidate will be on the ground.
I would just like you to just give us a tease. You talk about, the selection process. There's been so much noise about some people claiming there were floats here and there. Are you foreseeing a tight battle in CRR?
Yeah, of course it is. It is something real, Alio, because if you see this year the competition when it comes to this upcoming parliamentary election is very high because we have a lot of young people who want to involve in politics, who want to go and represent their regions in the National Assembly. So it has been very, very, very big challenges, and it has been too much challenging upon people here. But thank God the situation is calm. People have taken everything with faith, and when everything comes to the end, we all still remain the same. We also want the development towards this country.
Ibrahim, just briefly, for the sake of our fuller viewers, the local language viewers and listeners, who do you want to work today? Who do you want to
Jarama bete Aliou subakado mento Janjambure IC Janjambure Independent Electoral Commission suudu mabɓe ndu woni to Janjambure ɗo no garden ɗo re musidɓe fulɓe ko nomination o wona yaade ɗum woni ɓe waɗa ɓe ndaara woni poɗɓe wonde député ji yaha joɗana en to suudu député ɗo kono subaka ɗon hamme dawiɗo kono hay joni hay goto e maɓɓe arani taw mi ɗaminno ko Citizen Alliance foti arde wala men joino watto wawa warde ɓe o waɗe nominate kono hay joni kanko o arani taw so joni ko on mi jooɗi min faadi o wattu ɗo to suudu AIC ɗo kono inchallah mi ɗaminimo hakkunde ɗo e wattuji 12 ñalorma inchallah so ari on tuma ɓe wawi wadde nomination kono so arani on tuma ɓe wawi darde feere ɓe ndaara ko no ɓe waɗi samon
so ɗo wonɗo hono environnement o wayi toon o waktu ɗo ni
o wattu fof no deeji yimɓeɓe no deeji par ce que hay hunde wata meminede taw so tawi candidate o kanko hoore makko o arani taw fof no jooɗi no tenki min jooɗi mi habbimo mi ɗamini dal o ara hakkunde nde wattuji 12 ñalorma fof no tenki dal Aliou
comme no haal English rek ayi député élection ko député waɗɗo solono bete hono yimɓe siyara woni haalde kulle o nomination e kulle élection arawo pour député jiɗi
siyara naaɓe ɓe welti eɓe ɗamini wondema suɓaɓe ɓe pour yo ar yawta yeeso maɓɓe ɓe ɗamini wondema inchallah so ɓe wanama nomination ji maɓɓe ɗe yaari trou so wawi so tawi ɓe waɗo ɓe représente ka suudu député inchallah so Allah jaaɓi haray gulaadi maɓɓe ɗi walla kala ko ɓe faala ko yarata cengol ɓamtare yarugol yeeso région o inchallah ɓe hettano ɓe faalira
well Ibrahima min da si heɗe nani olof walla so wawi so waɗi heɗe nani rek walla yimɓe guenitoɓe dal
ok ala baraka bake mbaɗi lamoylal comme ga foya ñaami doron fula kano kono wolam ñinti ko mi felenti janjambure AIC la bumbato e kafume janjambure AIC office ñi somanda nada nomination o ñilela mo hani kabi ñaajiɓe hani candidate kelima futana jam kolo because sainte ɓe ɗamin ka candidate men bat wolom CA la candidate ti mo hani kabi ama futana bumbañi kono folo bo tuma ɗo inchallah ñala sonta jani talantanni fula bum montor terrible aske no inchallah ñala sonta ɓe tarla jan tuma ɗo ñanata esi nomination o ñikkeno bot ñamana folo hani kabi num tolmalo mune ɓe kerin jang ñaajiɓe situation o ɓe ñaami grand o kono jang molɓe ɓe tenkurin ɓe steering ɓe batturola pro kaje ko inchallah ñala sonta ñafutadana nomination ni so keno kayro kan a yeɓan kayro kan
Ibrahima diyamuɓe ñaadi je siyarar élection o kananan député carte o a diyama ka siyale élection sélection o keta dolɓe ƴeeyi iman contane a kuwoto bari jeeɓe ñaadi le diyamola kuwoto ñamin
bo yalon ite yalon ko politique o kay wato wati ko do si content do si la content bale ya ita ñaaji be hani selection ni kade abe kegan surtout incumbent parti mu be sir wala MPPT e damal tema ñoo sabaketa je because mo la tatala ay ke député oti parlement o kono bo tuma do ya be muta ala la do ko because ye mo men di to modi kono e to be sita e sontala pour ayeta asi represent parlement o kono tuma ɗo e toon fana jigita ko même tambita inchallah ñiwo miyatra o nomineta e tata élection o win ye represent parlement o kono tuma ɗo région o ñila kayro an yala ñatota inchallah assisone ya e ɓolo
Baraka Bake, Ibrahima Jallo, our correspondent there, giving us up to speed with whatever is happening at the IC regional office in Janjambure Central River region. And now we're going to the KM, Kanifing municipality, where my colleague Yaya Jawo is currently at the Kanifing regional office, where we understand the CA is also putting up candidates in the names of Neneh Freda Gomez for Serekunda West and Famara Mambure, Bundukakunda constituency. Yaya, if you can hear me, I mean, what is exactly happening there? We are struggling to get in touch with Yaya, but like I said, I mean, he's currently at the IEC regional office in Kanifing. Like I said, this CA is putting up Neneh Freda Gomez. I mean, Neneh is one of the few women who will be contesting, as you are seeing on your images. Those are live images from the IEC regional. Let's now go and listen to what is happening there. That's Neneh Freda Gomez.
Nominees, particulars, and signatures. That's a 300 sponsors. Sworn declaration. That's it. Yes. Income tax clearance. Current election campaign ethics. Letter of party sponsorship. Sponsorship letter. Sample photos. Sample photos and just one.
Is this the original or a copy?
Where is the original? This one.
It's original.
It's original.
Is it signed with black? Okay.
Just one.
Neneh, the last time I advised her to take the face and the shoulder. This is what they need, not a full standing.
And this one.
It's the head and the shoulder. That is on the act. The head and the shoulder. So you promised to edit it the last time. You wouldn't stand full.
But then I came back to him and he never made that obligation, so I left.
But he's the director of operations, so don't worry. So you can change.
That is the law. That is the law. Yeah, but it can be corrected later on. Yes.
Outline campaign. You have your campaign itinerary here? The deposit is key. If it does not come,
Can you call the person? And could keep both.
Well,
It
we'll
has to
keep
be
it then,
rectified.
well,
Let's keep the example, but it has to be rectified.
Certificates.
no, don't worry.
Okay.
Once you can speak English, there's no
The law says proficiency.
proficiency in English, yes.
Even the millennial can speak English.
Well, it is key. If it doesn't come, I'm just going to reject.
Send somebody. Without it is a rejection. It's key.
It's key. The others I can like itinerary and the others I can.
Yeah, duga sibir. Sibir is sibir pam. Duga sibir.
If there is a need, you stand here so that, okay.
I can go up.
Okay.
Huh?
Let me.
Well, viewers, as you are seeing on your screen, that is Neneh Freda Gomez, CA, who is currently at the IEC regional office in Kanifing to present her nomination papers to the officials of the Independent Electoral Commission. I mean, so far, Neneh is the second woman after Kade Kamara of the APRC, who was nominated yesterday. Neneh is the second woman to express her interest to contest in the upcoming election under the CA. So that is the Citizens Alliance. I mean, well, before this, Neneh has been the spokesperson of the party. I mean, led by Dr. Ismaila Ceesay. As you are seeing on your screen, that's exactly what's happening. Neneh is currently at the commission trying to submit all the requirements needed. I mean, as you have heard from the IEC officials, they're requesting for the campaign itinerary, party symbol, colors, I mean, sponsorship letter, I mean, the 300 signatures needed. I mean, you also need to get at least nothing less than 300 registered voters, signing that, they are endorsing you to contest in the upcoming election. Badingolu hanesan albekiu TV le jube kan abedamin to Neneh Freda Gomez mi yalan ko musolem lapakalo CA Citizens Alliance wala mu Serekunda West constituency so far Neneh adlemu musu fulon jangoti mala ko alapta ko loni député carte fo men kana kunu ngaje kadi camara APRC men londi foni bondali wala folor nominata kunu brikama bidum Neneh Freda Gomez abe tamento comme alba al nyabala ala screen to ni wato la teng wala be ici la regional office membe kane fin pour kana kala kayto futandi ici la molo kala lafo tandi comme alapta ka lo pour kake député oti mbokki gam yena ngi QTV le live broadcast comme non ko nekk jëjë sen screen si rek fu mu nekk ni ñane mo nekk Neneh Freda Gomez mom na mu nekk jigen ko xamne bugana pour taxaw jongante ci li nga xamne mo nekk parliamentary election bu ñëw ni fale ci Serekunda West constituency Neneh nak mu ngi taxawal parti bi nga xamne ñu ko oyé CE gën ko xamé Citizens Alliance Neneh nak sofa mu ne wane mo nekk ñaarel jigen ko xamne génn na pour wane buga pour taxaw gisee ñu demba APRC taxaw nañ ka ne man kadi camara fale ca poñi bondali tey nag Neneh moo nekk ñaareel jigéen koo xam ne génn si na tey comme noonu la ko nekk gisee seen screen si fi mu nekk ni mu ngi fale ca IEC regional office nga ne mu ngi fii ci Kanifing on Kairaba Avenue just body Alliance française Neneh Freda Gomez moom nag moom moo egg si fale ca IEC regional office bi musidɓe am wonɓe dada QTV ɗo wonɗo ha joni Neneh Freda Gomez ganduɗa ko debbo kamude darade pour wona député to Serekunda West constituency omo darano parti witeɗo Citizen Alliance CA Neneh nak sofa e mbayino ko kanko wondi debbo ɗiɗo tawa mo ganduɗa o fonti pour hollide yidde maggo pour darade pour o wona député to cuuɗi député ɓe to ɗo wonɗo joni comme ɗo wonno yirne screen télé mon hen screen aji mon hen rek Neneh Freda Gomez ko kanko hewti to IEC regional office wona ɗo ɗo Kanifing Kairaba Avenue pour ara o werida kayitaji makko pour o hollirde yidde makko well viewers, I mean this is a requirement by law that before you are confirmed to be able to contest, I mean you must go through this process. It is key. I mean the IEC officials have to confirm that you have really met the requirements stipulated by law to be able to contest in this election, knowing the fact that National Assembly is a very important arm of government. I mean, so for anyone to be there to represent his or her people, you must meet the requirement. I mean, it doesn't matter who you are, as much as you want to contest, you must meet all the requirements, and that includes being a citizen. I mean, you must be 21 years old. I mean, you have to get the 300 signatories, and that is not less than 300 registered voters must sign to endorse you. Let's now go back to the
That's your receipt to show that you've paid. Okay, we've received your nomination papers. Now with the receipt for nomination, I'll give you a copy of the checklist, so you know those documents, all the documents that you've submitted. You have a copy, we have a copy, and of course the code on election campaign ethics. We have a copy, and you have a copy. You know that it's part of the Elections Act, Section 92(1). So I hand you over the receipt for nomination, pending scrutiny by the people between 11 and 3 today, and of course the verification of your supporters. Okay, if you are okay, then by the end of the day or tomorrow morning, we'll call you to come and get your acceptance. Okay, and then we will inform you when to come. For between the 15th and 17th, we'll do campaign itinerary. You know, you have for Serekunda West. So if you are the only one nominated, it will be definitely unopposed. But if not, there will be elections for Serekunda West. Okay? So good luck.
Thank you.
briefing. I mean, like you have heard from the IC officials, Joe Colley, who is also the vice chairman of the Independent Electoral Commission, they are informing Neneh that, you know, they have received her nomination papers, but then, I mean, this is not yet confirmed because it has to go to the usual public scrutiny. I mean, for anyone who has any objection on the submissions made by Neneh Freda Gomez, you know, you can visit the Independent Electoral Commission regional office in Kanifing or across the country, across the regional offices in the 7 administrative areas. If you have any objection on any of the aspiring candidates' submissions as far as the upcoming election is concerned. Mbadi ngolo kom aliaje nyamenji Neneh Freda Gomez wale botanang IEC kala kaito de ngalo aning kibata talal be diamulale ngalo nak kom ngafale nyamen nakalik be jele Yaya Jaw musid bam do joni Neneh Freda Gomez ko kanko imi do IEC joni. Let's now, I think Neneh is now speaking to the press.
First of all, to thank God for allowing us to witness this historic day. For me, it's history because it's my first time to contest for an elected position and a very, very important position, which is that of the National Assembly. So obviously, I'm elated and happy and thanking God as well.
Neneh, we have known you for PRO as
Fatu Samba, dinala fateli wad. I like to be addressed spokeswoman because man jigen ñi lay taxawal jigen ñi lay represent. So bëgg naa buñ ne spokeswoman ñu xam ne yëfi jigen la. Waaw dëgg la man maa nekk spokeswoman Citizens Alliance yore carte parti bi di yore jokkalante bi between parti bi ak nit ñi di ci sant yàlla rek ne tey boo gisee bés bi nii du ma ne Citizens Alliance di jox yàlla taranga gi yëpp waaye ñoom it ñoo ma gën a puus ba ma toll fu ma toll nii so di ci kontaan rek di leen gërëm di leen sant.
What inspired you to contest in this parliamentary election?
Well, it is first of all a call from my people, the people that live in my constituency. But of course, as a woman who from a very early age has been fighting for the cause of the woman, have been fighting for issues that has to do with the woman agenda. And at this point in time, we are talking about underrepresentation in terms of women in all aspects. So I thought it is very, very befitting. The time is right to not only be in the background fighting for other issues, but to come out here and present myself to be in the most important house, the National Assembly, to represent women and the woman agenda, the woman cause, and youth, of course, as well.
In as much as this nomination is concerned, you are the second woman to be nominated as far as this nomination is concerned.
To the press at the moment,
as a nominee,
trying to explain the reasons for coming out of contest in the upcoming election, like you have heard from her. This is the first time that she's contesting for such a public office, and this is necessitated by what she calls the call from her people who wants her to represent them at the National Assembly. But also, I mean, according to her, she's been fighting the cause of women in this country. I mean, like she had mentioned earlier on when one of my colleagues, Fatu Samba, asked her about being a spokesman, and she was like, no, I'm spokeswoman.
The first woman to represent Serekunda West, all right? So it's a great achievement, and it's a great stride for me to be the one to have stepped up to say I want to represent my constituency, being a young person as a woman from that constituency. But I always want to emphasize it's not only about my constituency, it's about Gambia, because that house is not a constituency.
Well, that's, like I said, that's Neneh Freda Gomez working in Nasran QTV comme dalen ko nekadi gisse sen screen si rek koku Neneh Freda Gomez mom mo nekadi waxtaan ak taskat xibaar yi foofu noonu gannaaw bu mu joxee kayitam yi fale ca IEC regional office bi kon ma leen ko déggee ni mu ko doon waxee rek moom bi moo nekk njëlmeeni yoon muy taxaw pour jongante pour haute place bu mel ni National Assembly waaye nag mu ne moom taxawaayam dafa jublu rek pour jéem a gis ne nit am yi nga ne mu nekk Serekunda West seen soxla ak seen lépp loo xam ne soxla nañ ko rek mu taxaw pour loolu te moom mu ne yàgg na sax di taxaw di xëy pour ngir jigéen ñi te am na yaakaar ne waa Serekunda West constituency dinañ ko sànnil pour mu nekk lañ fële ca néegi député yi.
Well, I'm not going to say I'm leading the way because there are great women out there who are doing it. There are great women out there who have done it before me. But still, we have a long way to go. We fell short. And it's not being handed over to us. So we have to get out there and fight for it. For me, I say we don't have to allow for us to be invited to the table. We are the table. We are women. You know the women. We have the element of including everybody in everything that we do. So if we are underrepresented, if we're not given our dues, I think it's about time we get up ourselves and fight for it and get our rightful place on the table. We are the table, and we supposed to be inviting people to the table, not people inviting us or giving us a seat to the table.
In 7 candidates at the IC.
Can you repeat it again?
Legislative reforms, do you have in mind that we would want to push at the assembly if we are elected at the end of the day? Because we know that National Assembly is not about giving water supply to people, but to come up with legislation to make sure that you impact positively on the lives of the people that you are representing. So what are those legislative programs that you have?
Well, thank you very much. And then again, I always want to emphasize, I want to represent women, and we are underrepresented. Somebody has to get up and do it. It's not going to be easy, but once you are determined and committed.
Well, you've heard from Neneh. We're still having some audio issues there, but I mean, she is still emphasizing that she wants to represent women whom she said are underrepresented. I mean, because of that, she is coming into contest. I mean, like I said, I mean. After Neneh Freda Gomez, we are also expecting Famara Mambure. Famara Mambure is also contesting under the ticket of CA for Bundukakunda constituency after Neneh is Famara. But like I said, we also currently have our correspondents across the different IC regional offices in Karawan. Don Williams is there. We will try to speak to Don Williams to find out what is happening currently in Karawan. I mean, we are expecting quite a good number of CA candidates to be at Karawan. We have Alpha MK Low, who is contesting in Lower Nyomi constituency, and Samba Nying, Upper Nyomi constituency in the North Bank region. Our correspondent Don Williams is currently in Karawan. We will try to get in touch with him to find out what is exactly happening there. And also in the Mansakongo administrative area, Al Hassan Bah is currently at Mansakongo, where CA has put up one candidate in the names of Yankuba Sane for Jara West constituency. Also in the West Coast region, in Brikama, we have Alu Nyang is contesting in the all within constituency on the CA ticket, and of course Balanding Jata
well, when you
is
say
contesting
powerful,
for on the CA radar in the
is it in terms of crowd? Is it in terms of the numbers? Or is it in terms of achievements? Is it in terms of how much they've done or have they've changed people's lives and livelihood? Because when you're saying somebody is powerful, and there's a lot of corruption in the country, there's a lot of hunger, prices are hiking, roads are bad, people are crying of electricity, 24/7 you sit in your house.
That's exactly what is happening. I mean,
there's no
if you go by the agenda at midday, we're expecting a Democratic Party, that is Yusufa Dumbuya's party, at midday to present their nomination papers. We are not sure yet whether they will put up any candidate for this election. And after that, we also have Gambia Alliance for National Unity. Saktijan Hydra's party is expected to be at the different regional IEC offices at 3 p.m. We are not also sure whether GANU is going to put up a candidate, because GANU was also part of the last NPP-led coalition in the last presidential election. Like you have heard yesterday during our live broadcast, we spoke to Lamin Bojang, whose party, ANRD, that's the Alliance for National Reorientation and Development, was also scheduled to appear today, but yesterday rather. But during our interview with him live here on QTV, he said, I mean, his party is not putting up any candidate for this upcoming election, and they are rallying their support behind the National People's Party. And knowing the fact that GANU was also part of the NPP-led coalition in the last presidential election, I mean, we are not sure whether they will also put up a candidate or not, but then we'll find out, because they are scheduled to be at the IC regional offices at 3 p.m. And tomorrow, Monday, I mean, on the schedule tomorrow, Monday, we have Gambia Action Party is also scheduled at 9 a.m. And Gambia Democratic Congress, that's GDC, is scheduled at midday. And Gambia for all party at 3 p.m.
duga fofu nonu dune mara tax ma duga fa dune hifa tax ma duga fa waye pour na taxawal fa nit ñi pour seet ne xam xam naa luy seen bibét xam naa lu ñuy joytu xam naa lu ñuy jànku wantoon gis ne mun naa faa dem seet naka lay jéem a aaree seen yooyu nu moo tax ma dem fa man nag Citizen Alliance
of March we have the National People's Party at 9 a.m. NRP at midday and National Unity Party at 3 p.m. On 10th March we have the PDYS at 9 a.m. We have PPP at 12 at midday and United Democratic Party at 3 p.m. And on 11th of this month, March, that's we're going to have the independent candidates between 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And 12th March is the receipt of corrections on nomination papers. If you have submitted your documents and then they realize something was missing, I mean, you can resubmit those documents to ensure that you are being able to accept the IEC will be able to accept or not. Well, like I said, I mean that is the schedule as provided by the Independent Electoral Commission as far as this nomination is concerned. And after the nomination process, then we go into campaign proper, and that's where all these candidates, those who will be eventually approved, will be given time to campaign and sell their agenda to the people as to why they think they deserve to be in that very, very, very important chamber at the entrance of Banjul. But like I said, I mean, we will try to speak to Don Williams and just to get an update, latest update as to what is happening there. We will also try to get back to Ibrahim Jallo to find out whether the CA's candidates have made it to Janjanbureh. The last time we spoke with him, he said, I mean, they were yet to arrive at the IEC regional office in Janjanbureh. We will also speak to our correspondent in Mansa Congo, Al Hassan Bah, who is currently there to tell us, I mean, what is happening there. We know that, like I said, CA is putting up one candidate in the Lower River region, and that's one Yankuba Sane in Jaro West. Like you have been following, we're broadcasting live from our studios here on Kairaba Avenue, just right behind the QCell main building. My name is Aliu Ceesay. Very important because, I mean, this election, many people will be looking forward to seeing what sort of a parliament we'll be having in the 6th legislature, because it is important. This is where laws are made, and in the process, you need people who are really qualified to represent your interest, the interest of this country at the National Assembly. True that there have been so many issues relating regarding the selection process. I mean, some people think, I mean, some of it there were some sort of malpractice, flaws here and there. But at the end of the day, what is important is that all the political parties must ensure they select somebody who is the choice of the people and not the choice of the selection committee or the choice of few individuals on that selection panel. Because when that happens, then, I mean, you might end up losing that seat, not because people don't like your party, but because of the candidates that you put up. And it is very important, and this is across all the political parties, including the National People's Party, who we can say is the incumbent. I mean, you can have incumbency, but National Assembly election is completely different from the presidential election. I know most of you are watching, but this is the fact. I mean, you might be the incumbent, but it's important that you select. I understand my colleague Al Hassan Bah, like I said, is currently on the line live from Mansa Congo. Al Hassan, a very warm good morning. I mean, where exactly are you, and what can you tell us from Mansa Congo?
Thank you very much, Ali. I am at Mansa Congo IEC office, where I'm attending a nomination for CA. Currently, today, CA is on the ground for the nomination, and the candidate we have here is from Jara East, and he's called Yankuba Sane. I'm with Yankuba right now at the Mansa IEC office.
So I mean, how is the environment there right now? I mean, in terms of the crowd.
Calm, you know, you have security officers here everywhere, and we have the candidate who have arrived with his supporters or sympathizers, and have already submitted his nomination papers. IEC have officer Mr. Jadama have taken his documents and said he'll give him a feedback if his candidate is accepted or not. By tomorrow, inshallah, and already I'm now with the candidate standing, who is with me here.
Yes, you can just engage him as to why he thinks the people of Jara West so really vote him.
Yeah, okay. Yankuba, how are you? Fine, thank you. Yankuba, why do you force intend to run for parliamentary election? Thank you very much, for the question. The reason why I want to contest for parliamentary election basically is to work toward the development of my constituency, that the British Jara is constituency. What are some of the issues that you feel, you want to address? What motivated you to become part of this parliamentary election? Okay, Jara is, is facing a lot of concerns, when it comes to the issue of vote, standard of education, agricultural activities, and so on. All these are factors, that one has to look into. Basically, those are factors, that are, towards, constitutional development. Yeah. We have also known that many young people fear vying for political positions, and you are a young person. I cannot predict your age, but how old are you, and what motivated you? Like, what was pushing you to say, I'm a young person, I'm going to come and stand on the CA candidate to stand and contest for this parliamentary election, and, push and pull with other people who might be older than you? Okay, thanks for that. I think it's all about courage and the strength together with the confidence that you have in yourself. Because as you can see, these are national portfolios. Every other individual has the right to vie in for those positions. So it depends on the motives and the agenda that you have as a candidate in which you can be able to develop your constituency. So basically, I'm a young man, like you have rightly said, but then my intention is to move the standard of my constituency to higher heights. Yeah. Young, what will you tell your supporters or Gambians out there in your constituency that's really help you? That's give them motivation to elect you as their MP. What the people need to understand, when it comes to the issue of voting in parliamentary, people don't have to entirely look at the political parties. People that are vying in for the different positions, you have to look at the competency of those people. And then remember, whatever you have decided, you are deciding it for your generation, not even for you alone. You are deciding for you. So if you are to vote based on political party, without the competency, it may serve, bad to you, in figures to come, or in future to come. Yeah.
Well, Mr. Sane, the present complaints of the voters, those who normally vote for the National Assembly members, always complain of after them securing their position at the parliamentary house in Banjul, they totally forget the big promises that they normally do or give to the voters out there in their very constituency, and forget about and go and rent houses in Banjul and forget the various development that they should bring to the doorstep of their voters. As a young person, are you ready to stop that if you happen to be in the seat for your constituency?
Thank you very much for that question. Though these are actions, that have been conducted or that have been done by other MPs for the previous years ago, but it's whenever they secure positions, they tend to forget the voters, that have put them into power. But personally, as you can see, I have the love for the village and I have the love for the community. I also have the love for the constituency. As you can see, that is the reason why currently I'm even on postings in the province. So our promises, we'll make sure that, we work toward, the action plan that we have. And within our action plan, that is going to be the promises that we are going to give to our people. We will make sure, we work toward those promises and to see that, even whereas they're not satisfied completely, but we see, we've gone, some steps, toward those promises. Yeah. Thank you very much, Yankuba, for engaging us. This is QTV Live. If you are listening or watching, this is live at Mansoko IET office, and we witnessed the filing of Yankuba Sane, who is going to run for CA, Citizen Alliance, in the Jara East, and I think he's the only candidate for CA in the region. So Aliu, Yankuba is just a young person, very energetic, energized. I can see in his eyes how he feels, taking part in these elections this year. And to be honest, it's just moving to see young people come out for the first time in our region to contest for this parliamentary election. It used to be old people who come out, or young people be discouraged, calm down, sit down, your time will come. And we have seen now young people coming, and I know many other young people who are also going to come, filing their their nomination papers. The other thing is we haven't confirmed from any woman who will be contesting for this year's parliamentary election in Lower River region yet. But if we get that, also we'll see how best we'll engage the person and talk to him and see how best. Ali, thank you so much.
Al Hassan, just before you go, just briefly in Mandinka, Wolof, and Fuller as to what exactly has happened so far in Mansa Congo.
Yeah, mbadi ngol nalbe lamoy kanto albe alasan ba lamoy kam min mbadi soma sata kono bimbe man son ko IT official to me ya lon ko sign IT pundali pour kan nomination wala mol mel ya lon ko la pekolo député carte fayni to pour ne la title na IT pundato ya jibe ka jibe fo lono wala ite lono la bi nak be nim juwa bi jang wala yanko ba sande dum ada bata jara tilipole kap mi jara ist ada pada jele atau lebih parti kami CA wala Citizen Alliance to presenter la parti atel nata bi kana jang par nak ni foto IT bunda be police jele be loring be crowd control la ye modantang motang ye wala bula inin candidato pour nae futa IC bonin to pour ka nomination file kabe ye nomination file pour parita IC ko yankuba ko sign ibital fo sama nga jibe fo ila nomination abe
accept la honor
dam fonta sonala ida kaytol jibe ya kisi katum sartol bi me yalon ko moñanta ka munafa folo jandi se lono ko wala nabi ni yanko bati am ta 5 yanko ko dallu muna na lota wala ataaje ko la tundoto ku jamal la makte me yalon ko ada fan la faka jele ko wol sota je membe ko karam bunda membe ko chata kende bunda membe ko hani silo da tanyalo yanko bo wala na lota bari yanko fondinke de me yalon ko niaji be jama bu ko fondinke fi faaje pour ka lo kanyum place o nyini kon yanko ba ala loning keta kuti me yalon ko abe ku jama la palina me yalon ko mirulo me yalon ko yanko fondinke de lo kon yanko mo karande lati be karande lo fanam ala tundo fongol to alu damento kon kule me yalon ko aya semben ki abata fanam kay tan la fanam drom fanam bi apo na lo to walem fanam kaje ko funding kil panase hani pour ka katalo kanyum palaso ni aliu ning kungo meya ko yakba fo fanam ba itandala telelto alba sati no live on TV
indeed yeah
bo ke ke nay deglu rek tay ñu ngi la fatel ni ñu IEC office bi nga xamne ni mu ngi mansa konko tay nak lu tax ñu tew fi moy nomination di motor nomination moy nak IEC ñoo bi bunda pour o ñi nga xamne ni bëgg ñoo taxaw pour out place député ñu ñëw wane seen kayiti ñu seet kayiti bala election bi ñu seet ndax borom mun naa taxaw wala mënut taxaw kon tey ku ñu fekkee tey benn nomination mooy am mooy CA bi nag Yankuba Sane la tudda pour taxawal CA mooy jaara is fi nga xam ne ni jaara fu naaj bi di jógee ko moom tey la teew pour ñëw joxe kayitam yi IEC office bu fi nekk mooy ñu fa jaadal mu nga xam ne moom fi toogal IEC Yankuba nag bu mu ñëwee ànd nag ay xaritam ay naataangoom ak ñu ko bugga buñ accès rek police yi ñu ngi fi police bëri ñu ngi fi nii war nañ leen ko ñoom fukk rek ñu mën a dugga ak yam ko si boppam police yi bari ñu dugga bu mu ñëwee mu wax ñu fi jaadama joxe kayitam yëpp yi ñu ko laaj buñ ko joxee ñu ne ko ëllëg nag lañ lay wax ndax yow mun ngaa taxaw si élection bu ñëw wala mënuloo taxaw élection suba lañ ko wax ñu ngi seet kayitam yëpp joxe na kayit yëpp moom yaakaar na ne am na yaakaar ne dinañ ko jël te tamit bu mu jooyee laajte nañ ko di ko laajte moom lu tax mu taxaw ndax moom ndaw la bi nga xam ne nii Gambia fii nii daan na mag yi ñoo dee taxaw ñi nga xam ne nii am nañ ay fukki at ak juróom. fukki at ak juróom wala lu ëppaloon noonu. you know.
dëgg la moom
buñ ko laajee ñu ne buñ ko laajee lu tax mu bëgg a taxaw mooy ne moom def société fu mu dëkk ba xam bu mu dëkk am na tolof yu bëri ndax buntu jàng bi nga xam ne nii nekkul dem si kanam seen wér-gu-yaram yu fa nekka nekkul baaxut daanaka dëgërut yoon yi tamit soo ko seetee amut te tamit opportunité yu bëri mooy ndimbal yu bëri nga xam ne ndaw yi wala ñu fa nekk war nañ ko am biñ ko dee am moo tax moom mu am yitte pour taxaw pour gis na ni moom tunda bi am na li nga xam ne ni soxla nañ ko te tamit dëgër na ne mu ne soo gisee mu taxaw tamit pour wan ndaw ñi ne ñoom mën nañoo taxaw pour place bi nii kon moom mu ngi taxaw CA mooy Citizen Alliance ñi nga xam ne ni moom mooy Dr Ceesay mooy njiitam moom mooy CA kese moom mooy candidat CA kese si LRA si région bi fii kon Aliou tey loolu la ñu amal fii ñu ngi man ko IEC office mi nga xam ne nii mu ngi Mansa Konko.
waa si lu gàtt rek Alhassan soo ko mën a summariser si kàllaama Pol.
musidɓe siɗon etta tun anndingolon ko Alassane Ba wonani on ɗo TV e mbare Mansa Konko. Hannde noon ko ɗum addi men ɗo ko ɗum woni taweede nomination ko woni suɓagol argol ɓe suɓoma AIC hollerɗo waawi daraade. Hannde noon ko on mo woni ka office ɗo ko ɗum woni Yankuba Sane noon kanko CA o darani Citizen Alliance bindi ko AIC udditi Yankuba ari hedde 9 kanko e yiɗɓe ɓe o yarta ɓen ɓe ari police ɓe nokka dambuɗe ɓe police ɓe ɓuyno ka dambugal ɗo ko ari ɓeynimo an e yimɓe sappo wawi naddude o naddi yimɓe sappo ari o jonnide kayji makko ɗin ko jonni kayji makko ɗin ɓeynimo janngo ara walla janngo men haalante so tawi woni a wawi darade fi élection o so tawi a wata darade fi élection o ko wi ɗon tun kadi min yewti e makko ko ɗum waɗi o taariɗe par ce que kanko suka ko luuɗi kon ko ma ɓurta darade ka région men ga ko o woni kanko waɗi o dari ko suka par ce que o yii piiji buy ko tampini tundu makko ko ɗum waɗi kanko dari sa naari wona dammugal cellal dammugal jande e dammugal laabi maɓɓe ɗin no satti ko ɗum waɗi kanko o laari o dari fi o élection kadi kono waɗi o dari kadi ko fi hollugol sukaɓe ɓen iɓe wawi taweede o élection aroɗo walla élection kala par ce que ko hakke kala ɓiɗɗo leydi faalaɗo jam leydi ndin faalaɗo ɓantal leydi ndin o daro ko ɗum waɗi kanko o dari Aliou.
Ajarama Alhassan Ba, meanwhile you can just find out from the IEC officials that whether any of the two remaining parties had really collected nomination forms, like I have said on the agenda. So thank you very much, Alhassan Ba. We will now try to talk to my colleague Yaya Jao, who is currently at the IEC regional office in Kanifing. Yaya is there for us. Thank you very much, Alhassan Ba. That's our correspondent in Manchester Concord, just giving us updates as to what's happened there. So let's now go with my colleague. We're trying to get in touch with my colleague Yaya Jao, who is currently at the IEC regional office. We will also speak to Don Williams, who is at Karawan, and Ibrahim Jallo in Janjambure, Makati. Alhassan, thank you very much. Like he has said, I mean, that's the only candidate for CA in the Lower River region, Yankuba Sane, a young person, I mean, from Jara East. I mean, he has expressed his readiness to fully represent his people at the National Assembly as far as Jara East is concerned. Jara East is in the Lower River region. Like I said, viewers, you're still watching QTV, and we're broadcasting live from our studios here on Karaba Avenue, just right behind the Keselman building. My name is Ceesay. Day 2 of the ongoing nomination ahead of the National Assembly election on 9th April in the Gambia. Like I said, you're still watching QTV, and it is just 20 minutes past 10 a.m. local time here in Banjul, and this is QTV, the Gambia's first private TV station, and of course the leading TV channel in the country. I mean, people are watching us from across the country. I mean, others are streaming on our YouTube channel. Like I said, we will try to get in contact with my colleague Yaya Jao, who is at the IEC regional office in Kanifing, just on Kairaba Avenue. I mean, like I said, at midday today, we are expecting, and Yaya, I understand Yaya is now on the line. Yaya, I mean, earlier on we've seen Neneh Freda Gomez presented her nomination papers to the officials of the IEC. What has he been saying after while talking to the press? Yaya? Yaya? Well, I'm afraid we're still struggling to get hold of Yaya Jao, who is currently at the IEC regional office in Kanifing, where just moments ago we saw Neneh Freda Gomez appeared at the office to present her nomination papers. She is contesting under CA. Yes, Yaya? Yaya? Yes, like I said, Neneh Freda Gomez had appeared this morning to present her nomination papers. I mean, she is contesting under CA in the Serekunda West constituency. Like I said, so far she is the second woman to express her interest after Kari Kamara of APRC for Fonyi Bandali yesterday in Brikama. I mean, it's important that we have more women expressing their interest to represent their people at the National Assembly. As we speak currently, we have only 6 MPs in the parliament. I mean, that's this 5th legislature, and only 3 are elected. The other 3 are nominated by the president, because the constitution also provides for the president to nominate 5 MPs to the parliament, and that makes it 58 National Assembly members, because we have 53 constituencies across the country, plus the 5 that will be nominated by the president to be in parliament. So basically, we have only 6 women in this 5th legislature. Excuse me, in this 5th legislature, and then we're hoping to see more women actually in parliament, because it is important. But I believe, you know, we have so many you know, qualified women out there who has what it takes to be at the National Assembly. All that they need is just the support from the others, from the men, to ensure that, you know, they have the courage to come out and be part of our national development. You're still watching QTV, and we're broadcasting live from our studios here on Kairaba Avenue. I mean, this is day 2 of the ongoing nomination for the parliamentary election next month, 9th April, when Gambians will go to the polls to elect who is going to represent their different constituencies at the National Assembly. The 5th legislature, you know, wrapped up their work last week, Monday, after what has been a quite interesting 5 years in Parliament, with so many bills passed. But then there still remain some bills yet to be passed, like such as the anti-corruption bill. But we have seen a quite good number of bills have been passed in the first 5 years, such as the access to information bill, and quite many of them have been passed by the legislature, which is quite commendable. And then we've seen a more robust National Assembly in the past 5 years, a parliament that is really, did their work in terms of holding the executive accountable, because, I mean, nobody would have expected such before 2017. But that's the beauty of democracy. Like I said, I mean, my colleague Yaya Jawa is at the IC regional office, but we will try to get back to Ibrahim Jallo to get the latest as to what is happening there, because like I said, the last time we spoke with him, he said, I mean, the CA candidates were yet to arrive at the IC regional office in Makati. So it will be interesting, control room, if we can just get in touch with Don Williams, just to give us an update as to what is happening in Kerawan, and also get back to Ibrahim Jallo as well, to know, whether, these 3 CA candidates in CRR have actually turned up for their nomination. Badingolu Hansang Albeku TV Jubekang, and then we are broadcasting live from no studio member Kairaba Avenue Young. We will also try to Dr. Ismaila Ceesay before the end of this broadcast. I understand my colleague Yaya Jawa is now back. Yaya, I mean, I was just asking, what exactly was Neneh saying during that interview with the press? Yaya?
Hello?
Yes, Yaya, can you hear me?
Hello, Ali, yes.
Well, yes, I was just asking, I mean, what exactly...
Hello,
yes, what exactly was Neneh saying after...
yes, I can hear you now.
Wonderful, thank you very much. That's my colleague, Yaya Jawa. Yaya, just give us a description of the atmosphere there right now.
Of course, Ali, rightly, we are at the Independent Electoral Commission office, regional office at Kanifing. So we witnessed the nomination of two candidates actually from the Citizens Alliance. The first candidates to arrive right now was Famara Mambure of the Citizens Alliance, who is contesting for the seat at the Bundung-Kakunda constituency.
Yes, you can go ahead. And then Freda Gomez for Serekunda West constituency.
Yes, Serekunda, how to call it? Famara Mambure is, of course, contesting for the Serekunda, for the Bundung-Kakunda constituency, and he was the first to arrive at the Independent Electoral Commission regional office at Kanifing. Famara have presented his documents to the officials, his credentials, and they were all subjected to scrutiny. Yes, and then Famara, of course, presented all his documents except the national identity card or a passport, which he could not submit. But he submitted his voter's card, which was accepted by the IEC officials. But pending the scrutiny of the documents, Famara would be hello, can you hear me, Ali?
Yes, I can hear you, Yaya. I can hear you loud and clear.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Yes, of course. Of course, we have engaged Famara. We have engaged Famara on some interview question, that is post-interview after the nomination was held. Famara would be battling, of course, with the UDP and the APRC and the Bundunga constituency, but he's optimistic that he's going to be elected as the National Assembly member come April 9 as the candidate of Citizens Alliance, because Famara have said that he have done a lot of development agendas, projects for his constituency, and that the youth, women, and everybody at the Bundung-Kakunda constituency are behind him, and he's optimistic that he would be elected come April 9 as the Bundung-Kakunda National Assembly member.
Yes, I mean, you talk about Famara Mambure. Famara Mambure, like you said, is contesting in the Bundung-Kakunda constituency.
Yes, and then the next, of course, to submit.
Yes, you can go ahead.
Yes, Famara is contesting for the Bundung-Kakunda constituency, and he will be battling with candidates of the APRC. Yesterday, we've witnessed the nomination of APRC candidate
Suleiman Jame,
who have been a ward councillor for 10 years at the Bundung-Kakunda, and who is also very, very optimistic, because Suleiman Jame actually was also very, very optimistic, because he has served as a ward councillor under the APRC, and he is optimistic that he would be elected because he has served his people at the time he was a ward councillor for his region, because he said the people of Bundung are really behind him, just like the same revelations Famara also made while speaking to journalists here at the IEC regional office at Kanifing.
Yes, thank you very much for that update on Famara Mambure. Like you said, quite interesting Bundung-Kakunda constituency. We have Ceesay will be contesting in Bundung-Kakunda constituency. APRC Suleiman Jame. I can confirm NPP is also putting up a candidate by the name Lamin Saho. And of course, UDP, for sure, it will also put up a candidate in the Bundung-Kakunda constituency. Let's now talk about the issue of Neneh Freda Gomez. She is so far the second woman after the Afwani Bondali MP to file her nomination papers to contest as a woman. What has she been saying as far as her nomination is concerned, and why is she contesting for the parliamentary election?
Yes. Right. Neneh was the second candidate for the Citizens Alliance to submit his credentials to officials of the Independent Electoral Commission at the IEC regional office at Carnifing. Neneh, like you said, for the National Assembly elections come April 9, as a woman, Neneh was the spokeswoman of the Citizens Alliance party, which is a young party, of course. And Neneh is optimistic that he would also be elected as the National Assembly member for Serekunda West constituency, because Neneh have said that she has been working closely as a woman activist trying to fight for the development of women. She has said that women are underrepresented in various institutions in the country, particularly in the National Assembly. And then women have a right, they have a voice. So she have come to contest to ensure that women have a representative at the National Assembly. And not only that, but also the National Assembly is an important institution of government, of important arm of government, where laws are made, where policies are made, where government are held accountable. And Neneh is ready to be part of those people that would hold government accountable, that will push bills at the National Assembly to ensure that his constituency would have developmental projects. He have stressed some problems such as water, the problem of water at his constituency, the problem of roads, network, which she intends to address if she is elected as the National Assembly member for Serekunda West constituency.
I mean, just in terms of the security, how is the security situation there?
Of course, just as usual, security is very tight here and is provided, just like the presidential elections. There are a lot of security officers that are present here to ensure that peace and security exist in as much as this nomination is concerned. I can see police officers all over trying to, of course, secure the place, also to safeguard these candidates that are nominated here at the here at the Independent Electoral Commission office at the Carnifing municipality.
Thank you very much, Yaya Jawa. We will get back to you, but now we go straight to Janjambure, where my colleague Ibrahim Jallo is also on standby. Ibrahim, what is the latest from Janjambure?
Ali, the situation here is still the same. We are still sitting patiently waiting on the candidate to be on the ground for his nomination.
So basically, none of them has appeared as we speak?
No, presently none of them have arrived here yet. Not Citizen Alliance and the other political parties that have to be here to wait for nomination. None of them is yet on the ground.
Yeah, because what we know is that CA is scheduled between 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. I mean, there's still time. I mean 12 p.m. Then you have the other parties.
Yeah, exactly. It's like they are left with some 1 hour, some 30 minutes.
Exactly. Have you found out from the IEC officials on the ground whether they have received any formal communication from this?
Yeah, I heard that the CA candidate that has to be on the ground is at the other bank of the river.
Okay.
He's waiting on some of his people to join him so that he can be here for his nomination.
Yeah, because if you're talking about the other side of the river, that must be either Jibidem of Same constituency or Mohammed Lee of Nyaneja constituency.
Now he's coming all the way from the Same, Nyanija, and Nyani.
So basically, as we speak, not much is happening at the regional IEC office in Janjambure.
Right now, Ali, we all sitting here patiently waiting. As I just said, the ground is very calm. You have few people around. You know, we are waiting exactly for the candidate to be on the ground so that at least the nomination can start on.
Well, while you're sitting and waiting patiently, well, you are there to work as well. That's why you are giving all these updates. But just briefly, in the local languages, just update our viewers and listeners as to what is exactly happening there now.
Okay, ajara mano bete ali comme no mi yewtina limani rek hay joni men jodi to IEC do Janjambure do men fadi candidate CEO foɗade tawta himɓe ɓe wawa waɗede dominate kanko woni hewtani hay joni men jodi mi habbimo kono noon mi heeɓi kibaruji wondema omo to dande maayo omo faddi himɓe makko ɓe anda ko ɓe foti mo ɗowtude o ara waɗa nomination makko kono ay joni ɓe jooɗi ɓe muññi ɓe habbimo inchallah no wayde wattu wiyaɗo ɗum woni wattuji sappo e ɗiɗi ñalorma taw yettike ɗo
okay and then ɓen woni ganduɗa ko woni is ida ko Djiby Deme mo ganduɗa immatoɗo Same constituency walla Mohamed Ly Nyane Yak constituency. There's another candidate also Samba MP Ba Dankogo constituency. Te ɗon ɗo jadi CA ɓe heeɓi ha until midday pour ɓe time ɓe wallanna.
ko Djiby Deme o Ali o ko Djiby Deme o foti arde ko Djiby Deme faɗi ɗon ni o wattu.
Okay, Djiby Deme is ko Same constituency or immorta kanko.
Kasame constituency exactly.
Okay, just okay in Mandinka and Wolof.
Okay, Ali mbari la mo la hani kabir kom nga faale nyame do ron fele district makati la IEC bundato hani kabir nomination ole be kerin kon be batu rola hani kabir be CA la candidate o men batu ka wolom Djiby Deme ti mu nyanda bola Same la tumboto ko hani kabir be batu rola hani kabir am futa na jafolo bon na kibaro sotale tuma do ko abe batole abe ala molde batu kam pour we kafu ama isaje nya nata la nomination rola ma kan aussi waratu ma do asika no fana sipel la fano ala nomination o kan
wala mo abe ebe lamen koto ma fond de san lamen koto
abe lamen koto barala le sante.
Okay, si Olof.
Assalamu alaikum sun mbokk yi comme luñu leen waxee rek ci nomination bi ci jamono bi ni de tellu ci negi IEC bu nga xam ne moo ñu nekkal fii ci CRR ci Janjanbureh ñu fi toog de xaar candidate bu nga xam ne moo war a represent Citizen Alliance mooy CA ku nga xam ne mooy Djiby Deme mu ngi war a bàyyi ko ci Same ba léegi àggagut ñu ngi dégg nag am na ñuy wax ne mu ngi ci bunti géej bi mooy Lamine ci bunti géej bi mu ngi xaar ni tamit pour ñu mun a bokk ci moom ba mun a ñëw ñu nominate ko at least da nga gis loolu tamit mun na yokka dara ci nomination am bi.
waaw dara jabi la xam nga ci la bokk tam sooy dem géew fo nga am mbooloo ñu ñëw gunge la comme am nga seet bu ñu gunge.
waaw loolu tamit def day yokka doole bi. waaw exactly loolu moo fa nekk.
waaye the good thing is that da ngaa digga de Lamine Koto ak Makado soriwul it's just maybe 5 minutes rek pour ferry bi so loolu xam naa war a jël time.
waaw loolu xam naa léegi te ni tamit suñu bokkee si moom rek mun na am su projet rek mu ngi Makati boobaa lu mu tamel fi incha allah dañuy wax nit yi.
jërëjëf Ibrahima Diallo moom moo nekk suñu correspondant ki nga ne mu ngi toogal fale fu mu nekk mu ngi fale ca IEC office bu nekk Janjanbureh comme ni mu ko waxee rek ba léegi ñu ngi toog di xaar ki nga xam ne moo nekk CA candidacy yu gars yi bëgg a taxawal fale ca Central River Region comme ni ma ko waxee rek am nañ ki nga xam ne moo nekk mu ngi tudd Samba MP Ba ñoom mu ngi war a taxaw fi nga xam ne moo nekk Ñaamina Dankogo constituency ñu ngi am Djiby Deme moom mu ngi war a taxaw pour Same constituency ak Mohamed Ly war a taxawal li nga xam ne moo nekk Nyane Jah constituency. Like I said, I mean, we're still broadcasting live. xam naa ne dinañ jéem a try rek ñu am Don Williams on the line from Kerewan pour jéem a xam rek Kerewan tam lan moo fa xew parce que am nañ ne CA ñu ngi taxawal ñaari nit ci North Bank Region kenn ak ki nga xam ne moo nekk Alpha MK Lo mu ngi war a taxawal li nga xam ne moo nekk Lower Ñomi constituency ak nga xam ne moo nekk Samba Ñing moom tam mu ngi war a taxaw li nga xam ne moo nekk Upper Ñomi constituency xam naa control room so ñu mën a dimbal rek ñu mën a am Don Williams just wow okay I understand my colleague Don Williams is also on the line from Kerewan. Don, good morning.
Yes, good morning, Aliu.
What's the latest in Kerewan?
Okay, right now we are so let me just give you a brief scenario of yesterday and today. Just yesterday, we are supposed to have Kadina Kebe, from Jokadu, but unfortunately he withdrew and then nothing was done. But this morning, we are all sitting waiting for the candidates to report. But up till now, none of them are yet to arrive at the IEC office. But from what we got from the IEC officials, that they are on the way, and they will be waiting for them until the time elapsed. But for now, no candidate has yet arrived.
Okay, they are yet to arrive in Kerewan, perhaps because of the distance, because some of them are coming from Lower Ñomi, Upper Ñomi, driving to Kerewan. I hope they will be there before midday, because it's now almost approaching 11 a.m. local time here in Banjul. But I mean, Don, just give us a picture of the atmosphere there right now. How is the atmosphere there?
Come again?
Give us a picture of the environment there. How is it like?
Okay, right. Right now, as we are everywhere, it's calm. Nothing is going on. Actually, the other media houses are all here. We are all waiting. Also with the electoral officials, everybody is set. waiting for them. All we are waiting, the atmosphere is calm, nothing alarming. Everything is ready for them to report. Only that we are waiting for the candidates who are the actors.
So basically, you are just brewing attire or drinking tea, yeah?
Yes, exactly.
Thank you very much, Don Williams, our correspondent in North Bank region, currently at Kerawan IC regional office, to give us an update. Comme ni ngeen ko dégale kooku moo nekk Don Williams mu nekk ak sunu naataango sunu correspondent bés Farafenni waaye dafa jógee Farafenni ñëw Kerawan pour jotale ñi lépp loo xam ne mu fa war a xew te comme ni mu ko waxee si kalama angale rek ki nga xam ne moo nekk Alpha MK Lo ak Samba ñi ngi accès guñ fale ca IEC regional office bi fale ca Kerawan xam naa ne waaye jot nañ xibaar na ñu ngi si yoon di dem pour jéem a àgga foofu noonu pour mën a joxe seen kayit yi mbaɗi ngol yo melɓe QTV juuɓe kan comme aliya moy na doku ño yafa ñamen Don Williams atlemu QTV la correspondent in North Bank region aɓe besting Farafenni bare bi a wulta pour kara Kerawan comme a fo ñamen donc hani sa ɓe batodirola aɓe damin to Alpha MK Lo mi yalan ko ngenta kallo pour lowa ñame constituency anin Samba Ñing oppa ñame constituency imam fota Kerawan folo bari ako kibaaro soto ko wolɓe silo kane pour kata Kerawan la IEC regional office pour ka fota je kela kaytolo fotandi IEC la regional office mola musidɗam ha joni hiɗo ndara QTV broadcasting from our studios here on Kairaba Avenue. My name is Aliou Ceesay on mananɗo on wiyete Don Williams ko kanko woni regional correspondent mi wonde to North Bank region homo jooɗi Farafenni kono o waktu ɗo homo toto Kerawan kono nanno haalirde rek ɗon ɗo ha joni CE ɓe ganduɗa ko ɓene paɗa danude toro lowa ñoomi oppa ñoomi Alpha MK Lo he Samba Ñing ɓe cuwa hewtide toto Kerawan kono ɓe heeɓi hibar honnam heeɓe lawol heeɓe yaade toto Kerawan pour ɓe yetto kamɓe kadi ɓe werda kataji mabɓe pour hollirde yidde mabɓe pour tawede he élection arowo in April of this year. Thank you very much, Don Williams. I mean, viewers, you are still watching QTV, and we are broadcasting live from our studios here on Kairaba Avenue. Is no, and like I said earlier on. I mean, we'll be speaking to Dr. Ismaila Ceesay, the leader of the Citizens Alliance. Doctor is currently on the line. Doctor, good morning.
Good morning, Aliou. Good morning.
Good. We are saying CA is putting up candidates in almost all the regions. I wouldn't say all the constituencies, but I mean, just give us a reflection. How was the process like reaching this stage?
Thank you very much. Yes, we put up candidates in most of the regions. Altogether, we have 11 candidates running for the CA on a CA ticket. The process was very simple. We wanted for our regional and constituency executives to take ownership of the process. So therefore, they are involved from the beginning. We call them to a stakeholders meeting, both the ward committees, the regional committees, and the constituency committees, to ask them to advise us based on intelligence, because they are on the ground, they are more intelligible in the communities, they know what's happening there, they know where our strengths are, they know which candidates have a potential to win and which candidates don't have a potential to win. So from the beginning, we set up a task force, and the task force was given 3 or 4 mandates. One is to identify to work with the regional heads to identify the constituencies where we are sure that we have strength and that we can win a seat there. Not only identifying the constituency, but also try to identify candidates and also the process through which those candidates are to be elected or selected. They went about doing that, and then they returned back with a report and advised us to put up candidates in these 11 constituencies across the country. And the process was used to ensure that we identify also the best candidates. We didn't have the need to go for Congress or some sort of elections, because there were negotiations from the beginning when we have 2 candidates or 3 candidates vying for one constituency. So therefore, there was no need for that. Only one candidate was selected or elected in those constituencies. So all in all, we are putting up 11 candidates. The process was transparent, free, and fair, but also it took local ownership. Thank you.
You talk about, I mean, setting up a task force committee to do the selection. Was there any challenge somehow?
Not necessarily. We didn't have a situation where we have 3 or 4 or 5 candidates vying for one constituency. Where that arose at the beginning, we called all of them to a table and we discussed. And we saw that the others were ready to give way to the candidate who they felt was the most, had the most potential. So we didn't have any challenges in terms of electing or selecting the candidate. So everything went well.
You talk about knowing where your strengths and weaknesses are. How are you able to know where your weaknesses and strengths are?
Well, actually,
you didn't contest in the last presidential election to know this.
An indication, because depending on which constituencies we won, or the kind of the number of votes we had. But unfortunately, we were not able to take part in the presidential elections. We could not even have time to do some sort of polling or survey to gauge our strength. But I think talking to because if you have a regional chairman, let's say North Bank, all the constituencies in North Bank is under his or her purview, for example. He should be able to know by talking to the constituency chairman as to the level of support we have on the ground. Not only that, but also who our competitors are, because that's also important. You don't have to focus on your strengths, but also focus on the strengths of your competitors. Who is going to be a main challenger if we have to put up a candidate? Is that person from NPP or from UDP or GDC? How popular is that party? What are the chances of re-election if he's an incumbent? So we looked at many factors, not only the level of support, but also the level of support for a potential competitor. So we did an assessment, a thorough and a comprehensive assessment of our chances in each constituency. And also, not only that, you might have a chance in a particular constituency, but not have the right candidate as well, because in these local elections, local dynamics really are a key factor in how people vote, not who the party leader is or what the party believes in terms of agenda, but because who is contesting in that particular constituency. So we did a comprehensive assessment, and the report we had was that these are the constituencies where we know that we've ticked the right boxes in terms of level of support, in terms of the candidate himself or herself, and also in terms of the potential competitors on the ground, but also in terms of local dynamics. So these are the things that advised us or that informed us to make a choice of choosing these 11 candidates.
And these 11 candidates, most of them are young people. I mean, we have only one woman in the names of Neneh Freda Gomez. I mean, why do you choose go in for young people? I mean, the old guys are there. You don't go for them.
Well, CA is a young party, and when it comes to CA, we don't make any discrimination along gender, along generational, along ethnic, along religion lines. We try to make it as open as possible. We're a very diverse party. Fortunately or unfortunately, when we sent out a call for people to apply to run on a CA ticket, only young people applied. Nobody applied who's a senior. So obviously we have to go by, we cannot be going around, look at the gender dimension as well. Only one woman applied, that is Neneh Freda Gomez. No other woman applied. So for us, I think it's about who is interested rather than which social category or demographic category you belong to. So it's only young people who applied. Most of them are teachers. In fact, I think 60 to 70% of our candidates are teachers, young teachers teaching in the profession in the provinces. So I think that is the reason. No other reason, but those who are interested are young people, mostly young people.
And interestingly, I'm seeing someone like Alpha MK Low for Lower Nyomi.
Yes, Alpha is a member of the National Executive. He is one of the founding fathers of a founding member of the Citizens Alliance Party, a very dynamic youth who has done a lot for Lower Nyomi, who has done a lot for the country. He was a teacher, he was a custom monitor officer before. He's done a lot, and I think he has a very, very, very good chance of winning that seat. So he's someone to look for, especially journalists who are doing an analysis of the electoral campaign insofar as the National Assembly is concerned. One of the seats to look at, to pay attention closely is really Lower Nyomi with Alpha MK. So
11, what's your target? We might take 5 seats, 6 seats.
Is to win all 11 seats. I mean, we could have put up 53 seats, candidates if we want, or 40 or 50. But for us, we made sure that we go for the candidates or the constituents we think definitely we have a very strong chance of winning. So obviously, I mean, if we put up 11, we want to win all 11 seats.
I was just talking to our correspondents across the region at the IC regional offices, but we understand some of them are still yet to reach the IEC regional office. Have you been able to find out what is the reason?
Hello?
Yes, doctor?
Do you mean the CA candidate?
Yes.
Well, I'll have to find out. I've not gotten any report yet. There's a special task force that is set up to monitor and to make a follow-up and to ensure and to coordinate the activities of the National Assembly members. That also includes the nomination process. I'll have to now find out and get a report on what's happening on the ground. The first report I got in is that Neneh Freda has already done her own nomination. I got a report on that. I've also got a report that Famara Mambure, our guy who's standing in Bundunka Kunda, is also done with his nomination. These are the two we have in KMC. I've not gotten reports yet from West Coast Region, North Bank, Lower River Region, and PRI.
Yankuba Sane of LRR has yes, Yankuba has filed his nomination papers. LRR.
Yes, exactly.
So we just remain with...
Yankuba has also done that. Yes, exactly. Because I get reports so once nominations are over, I get a report from the regional chairman. The nomination is over. What I've gotten so far is KM. I've gotten that one so far. For the rest, I've not got that one. I'm awaiting the final report on those nominations.
Doctor, elections anywhere in the world is quite expensive. Logistically, it requires a lot. And like you said, CA it's a young party. I mean, how is it like in terms of the resources needed to be able to contest in this election?
Well, in fact, one of the key challenges we face is because of that resources. Like you rightly say, elections is about money, particularly in Africa, particularly in this part of the continent, in West Africa and Gambia in particular. Money is one of the determinant factors as to who wins. So therefore, one of the reasons why we in fact put up 11 candidates and we are not very over-ambitious to put up more, even though we had the chance of putting more, is because one of the things is we are constrained by finances. It's very difficult, especially with National Assembly elections, especially at the back of a not very successful attempt to presidential bid. Therefore, it was very difficult to raise funds from donors to support our local government, our National Assembly members. But we thank our diaspora members, particularly those in the National Executive, who, though some of them went a long way to contribute from their own finances to sponsor our candidates. So it's very challenging, like you said. There is a difference in Africa when smaller parties find it very difficult to make a breakthrough because they cannot compete with the incumbent who has access to a lot of resources, or other more established political parties that have access to resources. And this is a challenge that we'll really have to find a way to really deal with. But also, I think the also other problem is young people are normally kind of financially disadvantaged, and women. Therefore, we have to find a way to, and also very progressive policies to ensure that when young people and women want to engage in the politics, they get some support. This is very important. Otherwise, what this does is that it excludes them from the political process. That is why we see very few young people taking part in the process. We see few women taking part in the process because not anything, but because they are financially disadvantaged, and that has an impact on how they fare in the election.
Your final message to Gambians ahead of the election?
Well, let's keep the peace. Peace is important. Elections are always fraught with challenges, especially security challenges. Gambia is one nation, we are all one. Let's be united. Let's be always united. Let's make sure that whatever we do, whatever we say, our actions reflect who we are as a party. That is why a peaceful country. So peace is important as we face the campaign and the elections. Let us do so peacefully. I urge the candidates to argue and to campaign based on issues and not based on personalities and emotions. Hate speech, ethnic politics should be shunned. And we ensure that we have a peaceful campaign, peaceful elections. And those who win, they win. We trust the process and make sure that if you are aggrieved and you think that the elections was not free and fair and you have evidence, go to the court. Or if you accept defeat, just call your competing contender and just say, congratulations. So that's the most important. Peace and unity is the message I'll send to Gambians. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ismaila Ceesay, leader of the Citizens Alliance, there talking to us about the nomination process. I mean, like you have had on this program, I mean, CA is today, I mean, submitting their nomination papers for their 11 candidates that they are putting up ahead of the parliamentary election. Well, viewers, we'll go for a short break and then we'll be back.
With so many things to do in a single day, it's important to have a network you can trust. When there's family and friends to connect with and business calls to make, you need a network that is reliable and fast. Talk longer, browse faster, go farther, and roam wider. When your network is solid, the world is your oyster. QCell, your trusted network in the Gambia.
I am the light goddess. Everything I touch turns into light. I am the light at the end of the tunnel, and my technology is the answer. I am the happiness in your life. I keep you connected, and I am Q-Power. I am Q-Cell. I am Senior Boss. We innovate, others follow. Call 111 for more information.
Want it? Order for it and pay quickly using QuickPay on the QMoney platform. With great technology comes ease and convenience. Get a glimpse of what a comfortable life is with QMoney by dialing *323# now. Call 133 for more information. QMoney, Sunyu Kalpe.
Begin your SUV life. S-Pass Motors, the new authorized dealer for Kia. Visit us today or call us on 3522-222, 353-2222. Light. From the beginning of time, light has been there.
It is integral to our survival and to our way of living.
We need light to work,
To build,
to grow things, and even to see our loved ones.
light makes things easier and better.
So QCell has changed the way you buy Q-Power to make it easier and more accessible.
You can now access the same service quickly and get your cash power tokens instantly with the new QCell Q-Power code.
To light up your world, simply dial *363#.
With a touch of your fingers,
With ease and convenience from the comfort of your home or office,
you can bring light into your world instantly with *363#.
Q-Power, lighting your world.
QCell Sunyabus.
We innovate, others follow.
With so many things to do in a single day, it's important to have a network you can trust. When there's family and friends to connect with and business calls to make, you need a network that is reliable and fast. Talk longer, browse faster, go farther, and roam wider. When your network is solid, the world is your oyster. QCell, your trusted network in the Gambia.
Hello viewers, welcome back from that short break. You're still watching QTV and we're broadcasting live from our studios here on Kairaba Avenue. My name is Ceesay. Day 2 of the ongoing nomination ahead of the parliamentary election on 9 April. And I'm now joined in the studio by my colleague Yaya Jao, who was at the IEC regional office. Yeah, I mean, you saw the nomination process for Famara Mambure, Bundugakunda constituency, and Neneh Freda Gomez, SK Serekunda West constituency. How did it went?
Rightly, Aliu, like you put it, today we witnessed the nomination of the Citizens Alliance candidate for Bundum-Kakunda constituency and also Serekunda West constituency. The first to submit his credentials to the officials of the Independent Electoral Commission at the Kanifing Regional Office was Famara Mambure, who is contesting for the Bundum-Kakunda constituency under the ticket of the Citizens Alliance, a young political party that is vying for this position for the first time in as much as elections is concerned or are concerned in the country. Mambure, being the first time contestant for Bundugakunda constituency, is optimistic of victory because he has said that he has pushed a lot of development projects even though he has not been under the ticket of any political party at the time and have worked so closely to ensure that the youth and women of Bundugakunda have some projects or development projects that he have worked on to ensure, that they benefit, from this, among which is sports development within the Bundugakunda constituency, and of course supporting women in some small businesses and other things that he have mentioned. That gave him, the courage and confidence to ensure, to say that he would be elected come April 9th, parliamentary elections that will be happening in the country.
Quite confident there. I mean, looking at what he said here, he has done for the people of the Bundugakunda constituency. But one thing I know is that it's going to be a tight battle. Because I know for certain APRC is putting up a candidate, Suleiman Jame, very popular among the people of Bundugakunda constituency. NPP is putting up a candidate by the name Lamin Saho, also very popular among the people of that constituency. UDP, I'm not sure yet who they are putting up. Do you think, from your understanding, CA might stand a chance of winning?
Like I said earlier,
APRC, NPP, UDP?
Yes, like I said earlier.
And considering the challenges as far as resources are concerned, you have heard from the leader of the CA, Dr. Ceesay, admitting that that's a challenge, and election really goes with money, huh?
Yes, exactly. Like I rightly put it in the beginning, Famara would be contesting with the like of Suleiman Jame, who have served as a ward councillor for Bundugakunda constituency for a period of 10 years.
In fact, as we speak, he is the councillor.
He is the councillor of the Bundugakunda constituency. His nomination was held yesterday at the same grounds at Kanifing, and where he was also subjected to press interview. And Suleiman, like Famara, is also very much optimistic because of some of the development projects that he have brought for his people.
The state light project that he brought to that area.
Yeah, and then of course the APRC is not a small party in as much as politics is concerned in the country. They are one of the most popular parties in the country. We have known that for a quite number of time. And Citizens Alliance coming for the first time, to contest in the National Assembly elections, there would be a very big battle. Like you said, UDP, yet we've not known
whether they're going to maintain Bakari Njai, who is the incumbent
or the next candidate. Yeah. But if they do, UDP is also a very strong party, the strongest opposition party in this country. And of course, their fame, their popularity, cannot be questioned. So, it's going to be very much tough for Famara. But he's optimistic, like politicians usually do. So, his nominations, of course, is not accepted at the moment as the chairman, the regional chairman of the Kanifing municipality would have to engage with his officials, some certain scrutiny to ensure that documents and all submitted credentials are scrutinized, before he would be assured of his nomination officially. And the chairman have said that would be done by the end of the day or tomorrow morning through a written letter to the candidate.
That's the process, because they have to look at all the submissions, scrutinize it, like, you know, because according to the requirement, you must submit nothing less than 300, you know, signatories of registered voters to endorse you. Yeah. And these are things that they have to scrutinize. I mean, if you fell short of this, I mean, there's a problem. Now let's look at the issue of Neneh Freda Gomez. I mean, until now she is the spokeswoman of CA and contesting in Serekunda West, the second woman after the one we saw APRC yesterday, Fonyi Bintang.
Yes, of course, Aliu. Neneh was the second candidate to submit her credentials to the officials of the IEC regional office at Kanifing. She is also contesting under the Citizens Alliance, and like you said, she is the current spokeswoman of the Citizens Alliance. Neneh have also submitted her credentials to the IEC, and then she's also optimistic of being elected into office to serve as the first woman, the first National Assembly woman for Serekunda West, in as much as the upcoming parliamentary election are concerned. Neneh is optimistic because for her, women are underrepresented in various institutions in the country, including the National Assembly. So because of this, she have decided to join politics. Before that, according to her, she have engaged herself into a lot of activities trying to support women, you know, activism and putting of projects and so many other things to ensure that the voices of women are heard, you know. So that is why Neneh engaged into politics. She said she have not engaged into politics earlier because the Citizens Alliance was not into existence, and all the other political parties that were present in the country did not match, you know, some of the qualities, some of the criteria she is looking for in order for her to join politics. And now that the CA is around and she is the spokeswoman of the Citizens Alliance, which party she is so have all the necessary things, you know, to ensure that politics is developed in this country, to ensure that we have politics of national interest and not just politics of self-interest, not selfish politics. And that is why she have decided to join the Citizens Alliance. And she is optimistic for the first time that she would be nominated, she would be elected as the National Assembly member for Serekunda West constituency.
Serekunda West is also going to be very interesting. I mean, it's going to be a fierce battle in Serekunda West. Unless things change, we understand Yakuma Jaite, who is currently a nominated member, also want to contest in Serekunda West under the UDP ticket. We'll wait and find out on Thursday or Wednesday when UDP will be filing in their nominations for their candidates across the country. It's going to be quite very interesting in Serekunda West. I mean, women participation in politics is quite very low. As we speak, I said it earlier on during the program, we have only 6 women in parliament. In fact, 3 are nominated, right? 3 are nominated and 3 are elected. What chances are there for the women who might be interested in contesting in this election? So we consider, okay, because it's a woman, let's give them a chance. Or we should just go in for people who are qualified for the job.
Yes, of course, in as much as this job is concerned, the National Assembly is not a playing ground. For just anybody, not only women, to enter into the National Assembly just because of popularity, just because of party affiliations, just because of I want to be politicians. Credibility is very, very important. So we would have to look at you know, what quality does a woman have, does a man have to enter the National Assembly. It is important because this is where our laws are made. This is where government is subjected to accountability. This is where, you know, national affairs are being discussed and matters brought back to the people in as much as development is concerned. So women, as far as politics is concerned, have to be very much engaged. They have to put in themselves. If you look at the presidential elections, or if you look at the election statistics, women are the highest when it comes to people that have registered voters in the country.
Around 58%.
Around 58%, more than the male counterparts. So why wouldn't women venture into politics and ensure that they are elected in accordance to the laws of the country, in the right process, in the due process, and not just, you know, trying to gain seat through other means without being...
Or just having on a silver platter?
Exactly.
Having it easier way to
just easier way. We have seen before the closure of the parliamentary session.
There was a bill on that which was trashed, actually.
Yes, exactly, and that bill was trashed. So I would advise women to go through the ballots, just like Neneh Freda Gomez is doing, you know, to contest in the parliament for all elections, I can say. So that, of course, if people want them in these positions, they would vote for them, you know. So, you know, not just to leave everything in the hand of men and have nothing to say but to sit and blame by the end of the day after they have not done efforts to ensure, you know, that, you know, they are also nominated. They are powerful. They are part of the political system of this country. They are not sidelined. If they are voting into elections, you know, for candidates, male candidates, you know, that they think would really represent them well in all, you know, institutions. If women are put up as candidates, you know, and there are women that would vote, you know, having the greater percentage of voter registration in this country, I think they can gain positions in the National Assembly.
How much is your relationship with your people play as far as this election is concerned? You might have the degrees, you might have the qualification. I'll come back to Yaya, but I understand my colleague Don Williams is now on the line from Kerawan, just to give us the latest update. Don, welcome back. What is the latest from Kerawan?
I'm getting you.
What's the latest from Kerawan?
Right now, we have one of the candidates, Samba Nying, has just arrived, and he has, is now being confronted by the police to identify those that will be coming in with. So that's the process we are right on now. Samba Nying, that is from Citizen Alliance, coming from Upper Nyomi, has just arrived, yes.
And please try as much as possible to talk to him. I mean, once you're about to have the interview, just please communicate, and then you know, we will have you live.
Now he's now coming to go in to present his papers.
Yes, please, and like I said, try as much as possible. Let's have his interview live.
Then I'll get back to you, or you get back to me when after his nomination process is finished, and then I'll be able to get a word with him.
You get back to us so that we can know that you are about to interview him, so that we can have it live on the program.
Now it's been led, right, to enter the IC office. Yeah, that's Samba Nying, putting on a blue suit. Come on. Okay, Alpha MK Low.
Alpha MK Low.
Alpha MK Low.
He's synonymous with suit, actually.
Yeah. The vehicle they put. Okay, sorry.
Thank you very much, Don Williams. Thank you very much, Don Williams. We will get back to you certainly for the interviews with Alpha MK Low and Samba Nying.
Okay, hello.
Yes, Don.
Yes, then two of them arrive at the same time.
Oh, okay.
Alpha Low, yes.
Okay.
Two of them arrive. Alpha MK Low.
Yes.
Arrive right now, yes.
Okay.
Both of them. But Alpha MK Low now entered the IC office.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Don Williams. Please do get back to us as soon as you get them for the live interview, so that we can have the interview live on the program. Well, that's Alpha MK Low and Samba Nying, my Nyominka brothers. Nyominkas. Anyway, yes. I was thinking about, I mean, how much does that play as far as this election is concerned, getting close to your people? I mean, it's one thing to have the qualification, right? It's one thing to have the degrees and all that. But how much are you close to the people? That plays a lot as far as this election is concerned.
Of course.
I have seen people torn down because of, not because they are not qualified, but because there's no connection with the people.
Yes, in as much as you are vying for positions, specifically politics, you have to understand you are a representative of the people. Or that if you are vying for positions and you have not yet been elected, you have to understand that you are going there for the people. So therefore, your connection with the people is very, very instrumental. It's very, very important. You don't have to wait until when you are elected into office before you would start to do something for your people. It is important that when you are at least privileged in no matter way, that you do something for your people in the best capacity that you can do. But you don't have to turn back to people at the time that you want something, that you need them. So that is why some people are very critical now. People are really having some sort of voter education, some interest on how people, politicians, for instance, try to seek their interest or their support when it comes to their need. So it is important to connect with the people. It is important to do your best, no matter how little it is, for your people, to ensure that when a time comes that you need them, your people would know that at this particular day, at this particular time, someone have been helping us through at the time that we needed him. Now that he needs us, we have to assure our support. We have to give him or her our assurances to ensure that he's elected, because the people would be sure by that time that if this person who have been supporting before even having any official position is elected into office, would actually go back to them and give them all the necessary support. But you just cannot sit at your corner comfortably and then don't do anything for your people. And now it is time for you to seek for their support, and you want them to vote for you. So,
and when you look at it, how much do these people really understand what the role and mandate of a National Assembly member is? I mean, you talk to some of them, they start telling you, I'll bring you roads, I'll bring you electricity. Is that their responsibility?
Yes.
Or is it maybe that's just a way of trying to get the votes?
Exactly, because they know in our various communities that people need projects such as good roads, such as, good water supply, such as electricity. So, of course, they use this as the basis of their propaganda to ensure, that if they tell this to the electorate, that these people would actually vote for them. But we have to go beyond community development. We have to go beyond constituency development in as much as the National Assembly elections are concerned, because that is not just the responsibility of the National Assembly. Being a National Assembly member, you are the lawmakers of this country. You decide the affairs of the nation. So it is important that somebody who has understand, what the functions of the National Assembly members are, to venture into these positions. It is important, even, Aliu, to try to make research, to try to make findings, if you have not gone to that extent, to know what position even you are vying for. I can tell you that a lot of people are vying this position, they don't even know the functions of a National Assembly member.
Quite interesting. That's my colleague, Yaya Jao. Well, I understand my correspondent in Lower River Region, Al Hassan Ba, is on the line. Al Hassan?
Yes.
What's the latest?
Ali, the latest is only one candidate has filed his nomination today. That's the CA candidate, like Yankuba Sane from Jara East, who have already filed his candidacy and has left. So the IEC said they will confirm if he is qualified to run for the position before 4 o'clock or after 4 o'clock. They will call me to confirm if he's accepted, his nomination is accepted. Because they don't want things, look at these people, waste his time. That's why they allowed him to go, so that they will scrutinize. Right now, they are scrutinizing his papers at the IEC office to see if he met the criteria and all the other necessary things. And the other thing is they will bring out these documents for public scrutiny, so that anybody outside who wants to come and see if Yankuba have provided all the necessary, or he is not qualified, we have a query, then he can forward it to the IEC. IEC look into it before they confirm his candidacy. Ali.
Just do you have any update? Because we understand Democratic Party is scheduled to appear at 12 p.m. and the Gambia Alliance for National Unity. Do you have any idea whether they have collected any forms from the regional office there?
No, they will not be coming because they have not picked forms. They have also notified IEC that they have candidates for this parliamentary elections. And with the parliamentary elections, the parties which are confirmed, which have come to the IEC that they'll be coming, is NPP, who have 6 candidates, UDP, who have 6 candidates, and DDC will have 3 candidates. Gambia for All Party also will have a candidate who will come, and 2 other independent candidates, 2 or 4 independent candidates who will also come for the nomination. So for the other parties, they have not taken forms. They have not also confirmed from the IEC that they'll be coming for a nomination. By the way of information, GDC is coming tomorrow, and Gambia for All Party together with Gambia Action Party. But just briefly, Alassane, before you go, in the local languages, update our viewers and listeners what is exactly happening there now. Mbani all time fighting the IEC official to me for the months of Kutulukan. Yankuba Sane will not jang, Jara Kilibo.
ayala kaytol tandi kabinga ala kaytol ne papa IC Mr Gadamala anala mulu koli kaytol be jibe e ga ko say ate murno katun ye molle londi mari alon ko wolle be kaytol jibe la ka jibe fo yankuba dum ay kaytol min nata fo wota bulano kalono ni député carte fawmi to walla ate lono la anen fula nyango nyim fana iba fula enne fo a qualified tale uraro formation wala sama iba te commande yala letro yala ka fay ko sontale ise lono wala man sonno ni porte fana ni jibiro la fana ibe kaytol fintini la yala tableau kan IT office fo talanna mo me yalon ko abe tingo kan wala tingoni me ya mira la fakata mel fakata kaytol jibe ka jibe fo yam ko bay kaytol min nate parti tale ba pharmacie ba mari bitale aya jibe na fam fana fon peso de me yalon ko la fakata ko IT ka foko yam ko mo ke nyindi wala ay même ko man soto IT sa ko jibe jibe ko betanya dal fatanya na bodo je fana donc kaytan dal ko parti dol bi je mel yalon ko ibe gambia ko tan bay wol mam mo londi jara istundo ko wala tela tundo kan wala na bi si da malnata pour ka kaydo tan bi parti men xana bi IC bunda ñu to kaytan dal fana donc parti dol bi je mel yalon ko ibe nale ka dum ka nga je ko parti dol man na IC member sin IC man so gutundo kan ngay ko fo parti dol bi nale ko ñiko ha NPP be mo wor londi la UDP be mo wor londi la GDC mo saba Gambia for all party People's Party wo fana mo kini londi la anen fana si fana mo kini londi independent fana mo me yanko man party pro yala it be fanni wala independent wol fana comme ko mo fola fo mo nani wol fana binale mel yalon ko ibe la kaytol nat la IT ak ten ko ninto wala kuti bin kata jambi science and mol jandale bare scrutiny se keno ko ta motitano ka jibe ka to ni kisikisi ni abdo je fanan kaydan do drom be kibado fa dilala me nana ta fo isonta yanko bala lola le bang fo man so le lola mbokay su fekk deglu rek man la faten le na ngi deglu Alassane Ba jóge ko be man ko IT office nga xamne ni ñi ngi tok tay pour set ñi nga xamne ñu ngi ñew woné sen kayit ne dañ bëgg taxaw pour out place député tay nak yank ba mo ñew yeneen parti amuñ yu wara teew tay pour woné sen kayit yi amuñ ku leen taxawal si rek mo am ku leen taxawal moy yank ba sané nga xamne mo ñew na tay woné kayitam ni ay ci set nañ ko ségat ko ne ko ñibil suñ dañoo set sa kayit yi suñ mu ne suñ dooree wala suñ paré dañuy wax ndax mu nga taxaw wala mu ndo taxaw te tamit ay ci ñu suñ paré jigam sen set ci bopam dañoo génné kayit ci biti tek ko ci table ki nga xamné mu ngi ci dëkk bi wala yaakaar na ni amna lu am ci yanku ba mu na dem set kayit yu nonu feggu ko do wax ay ci lu mum xalaatam wala yanku ba mu taxaw ay ci set ndax loolu mun na and daan luwaay wala andot luwaay bala ñu yanku ba kadum sen kadum ne mun na taxaw kon tay motax ñu teew tay dem nañ sax ba laaj ci ay ci ndax yeneen parti nañ isu nga xam ne ni yeneen parti nañ am ñu la taxawal ndax gis nañ yeneen parti am ku leen taxawal ñu ne waaw NPP mo président Barroso parti mooy juróom benn nit ñi nga xam ne ñeen taxaw United Democratic Party bu nga xam ne mooy Ousseynou Loya Darboe parti bi am juróom benn nit ñu taxawal GDC dañuy am ñett nit ñi nga xam ne ñu taxawal si am nañ kenn ku nga kee ku ñëw dinañ am tamit independent mooy nga xam ne ñoo nekkal seen bopp nekkul ci beneen parti ñu ngi nañ ñëw pour au place wane seen kayit yi pour élection bi nga xam ne ngay ñëw ni musidɓe so ɗon hetta andi ngolon ko kiitu ɗum noon hettade iwde mo jara sooma hannde ko Alassane Ba wone monton ko ɗo fi andi ngolon ko hono nomination woni yarude hannde noon hombo yiya ari ko woni Yankuba Sani iwɗo jara is noon ko ton nangi iwde tan fuɗita Fakali Ba on noon ari hannde holliri kayɗiji makko ɗin IEC ɗum daari kayɗiji ɗin inni ɓe yiltema ko konngol hollugol mo simo wawi darade walla so wata darade ɓe inni kadi ɓe daari kayɗiji makko ɗin ha ɓe gayni ɓe ƴetta e tawa ɓe ɗanna ko yaasi ɓe adda kayɗiji makko ɗin fof ɗon kala wonɗo ka leydi ɗo walla kala wonɗo ka ɓiwɗo ko pindu makko no wawi arde ndaara si tawi woni Yankuba no wawi darade walla wawata darade ko ɗum ɓe sakkitori noon Yankuba accita o hooti andi bolum tun kadi IEC holliri parti ji boyi no Gambia ɗo kono ɓe ala yimɓe darantoɓe ɗo kono parti ji jogaji no ɗon sabotoɓe yimɓe ɓen noon ɓe aray kono NPP ɓen ɓe adda yimɓe jeego UDP adda yimɓe jeego GDC adda ha yimɓe tato independent darde ɓe hoorata ɓe adda ha yimɓe nayo e kadi oya parti CA o yii no goto addi e parti Gambia People's Party
ɓe no kadi adde goto dartoɗo fi parti maɓɓe on hande ko ɗum nan adde on ɗo man sokon ko ɗo hollirgol on tan ko Alassane Ba waɗan ka Mike Aliou.
Thank you very much, Al Hassan Bah. Thank you very much for that update. Well, it's approaching 11:30 a.m. local time here in Banjul, and you're still watching QTV. We're broadcasting live from our studios here on Kairaba Avenue. QTV is the Gambia's first private TV station, and of course, the leading TV station in this country. We are bringing you a live coverage of the nomination process ahead of the parliamentary election in this country. Day 2 today. I mean, we are here, and I'm here with my colleague Yahya Jawo, and we will also try to get to Don Williams anytime. I mean, Alpha MK Lo and Samba Nying are done with the submission of their papers. We will get in touch with Don Williams for the live interview that he's going to have with these two candidates of CA who are contesting in Lower Nyomi and Upper Nyomi constituencies in the North Bank region. Yeah, you have heard from our colleague there, Al Hassan Bah, telling us that the CA's candidate Yankuba Sane of Jara East has submitted his papers and is now open for public scrutiny for people to go and look at them. If they have any objection, then they can raise it with the IEC. But I mean, there is no confirmation that DP, that's the Democratic Party, Yusufa Dumbuya's party, Gambia Alliance for National Unity, Sekti and Hydra are putting up candidates in this election. But then tomorrow we are having the Gambia Action Party, Bacheli, we have Gambia Democratic Congress Party, GDC, and Gambia for All Party also putting up a candidate. They're also coming tomorrow, according to what Al Hassan is telling us. If you look at it, Jara East, where Yankuba Sane is contesting for CA, it's going to be interesting there as well, because I know for certain UDP is going to put up a candidate in Jara East, GDC is putting up a candidate in Jara East, NPP is also putting up a candidate in Jara East constituency. It's going to be quite interesting. Just briefly, let's now come back to what has transpired at the KM regional office in Fula. Basically, share with them what actually happened. And ye farmer Mambure Neneh Freda Games be ari pour were de kata yima to IEC regional office. Bila be hari be halduno he ettobe kibaruji honde be wi.
Comme no biruɗani Aliou, hande subaka wattuji jeenayi giɗiɗo arde fi addude kayitaji muɗum hollirgol ɗi chairman IEC gonɗo to Kanifing municipality ko on wonno Famara Mambure noon ko daranto ko Citizens Alliance mo gandanta ko pati keso ɗo e nder leydi he. Famara noon ko Bundunka Kunda constituency kañ ko toon dartoɗen dula mo gandanta iɗen cikki walla ɗi ɗamini wondema UDP darna toon MPP darna toon APRC darni ha Paris ko on woni Souleymane Diame mo gandanta ɗi wonno ward council o ko yahantama duuɓi 10 eko fawi ɗo lepten ɗo o wattu ɗo nde ɗo yolde ko kañ woni Bundunga Kunda ward in as much as o election o ɗi waɗi concern. So si a laari Souleymane e duuɓi 10 emo waɗi as ward council o Souleymane waɗi ko heewi commune no mbo haaliri ni to constituency muɗum to ɗum woni Bundunga Kunda ko ɗum waɗi noon kañƴi hooli te ɗi ɗamini wondema himɓe Bundunga Kunda beddanto ɗum carte fimo wona député mumen o to suudu National Assembly ɗum woni to suudu meɗen mbattoɗe luwaji ino ɗi ari leydi ndi kulle muɗum si ari han. So Souleymane noon Famara men kebdi e muɗum yewtere nde parno weɗade kayitaji muɗum to IEC naɓe. Famara kala noon ɗi hooli ɗi jogi ɗaminare a bete wona hay seeɗa wondema himɓe Bundunga Kunda beddanto ɗum carte e oɗo National Assembly election ɗum woni wote député garowo ɗo e lewru April balɗe muɗum jeenayi. Because Famara kala ɗi hooli wondema kankala waɗi bere muɗum o to Bundunga Kunda si ari sengo fiju ndaru ɗum woni sports si ari addugol ɓamtare ko yahantama sengo ndiyam e projet woy fi rewɓe e cukale kankala waɗi ɗum toon seeɗa te noon wiyo himɓe ɓe gandanta ko ɓen goni Bundunga Kunda ɗi tami hoolare e muɗum a bete wona hay seeɗa te ɓe beddanto ɗum carte fi wawa ɗumen wadde represent ɗum woni to National Assembly e oɗo wote ngarowo ɗo.
Neneh Freda Gomez ko debbo te rewɓe hewani élection arowo ɗo. So far kanko woni second debbo furtuɗo pour hollede o falama darade pour élection.
Neneh de kankala weeɗino kayitaji muɗum okkiɓe Independent Electoral Commission ɓeɓe gonɓe Kanifing municipality kankala haaldi eminen walla hebdi eminen yewtere seeɗa te kankala ɗi ɗamini a bete wondema Serekunda West naɓe beddanto ɗum carte because no kalirɗa ɗi Neneh ko debbo ko kañum woni leɓanowo Citizens Alliance ɗum woni spokeswoman e ndeɗo yolde ko ɗum woni position muɗum o te kañ noon jo ari tawti Citizens Alliance te ɗi daro pour wongol député Serekunda West constituency Neneh noon ko ari fi haɓanagol rewɓe because nde min lebdanno e miɗo wi o wona fil kulle politiques rek waɗi haɗi haɓano rewɓe e ɓamtare rewɓe e ndiɗo leydi e gila wonani sa natani e politiques kañko e ɗum woni fi yiide wondema rewɓe ɓe ɓe ɗi keeɓi koɓe paala ko e ɗo laamu meɗen he walla e dulaji yaade département ji e yolndeji gandanta ko ɗin goni ɗo leydi ɗo because rewɓe ɓe sa laari to National Assembly meɗen ko kayen himɓe seeɗa tan gonton sa laari dulaji goɗɗi o gandanta ko public institutions ko rewɓe seeɗa tan gonton so ko ɗum waɗi Neneh Freda Gomez wi o kañ tawte e ɓeɓe gandanta ɓe jahat to National Assembly elections fiila himɓe ɓe beddano ɗumen mbaɗa represent Serekunda West constituency so Serekunda West constituency no kalirɗa ni parti goɗɗi kala darnat toon
NPP hala candidate UDP is going to contest
so si a laari noon Citizens Alliance ko parti keso mo gandanta wona fof bom andi ɗum e leydi he maybe as at now himɓe hewɓe gandi ko hoɓe goni Citizens Alliance kono si ari e weddagol carte Citizens Alliance taw weddanaka carte because en jii to presidential election to they were disqualified ɓe mbaɗano disqualified to ɓe keɓani darade to presidential election so meaning ko ɗo wontari first time fi kayen ne jaha to the ballot box putting up 11 candidates ɗum woni candidate ji 11 e nder leydi he ɓe mbaɗi candidate ji dulaji kewɗi si wona Basse e Banjul so a tawat ka en kala ɗi kooli e ɗi sirangaji 11 ka en kala keɓa hen sirangaji seeɗa finde mbawa yaade to National Assembly e inde Citizens Alliance.
A haali about Basse, I mean that CA ɓe have a candidate in Basse or their popularity is not that much good in Basse?
Yeah, on the Citizens Alliance, Salari during the presidential elections, CA, the leader of the CA, ɗum woni Dr. Ismaila Ceesay, yahino Basse, yilima yaade e kewɗe Basse, te Salari no e ko waɗanno hen ko himɓe hewɓe ngari ɗum jaɓɓade, himɓe hewɓe mbaɗi ɗum welcome. So actually I don't know, mi anda ko hoɗum waɗi ɓe darnani to Basse, because Basse, if you come to elections ko leydi mawdi.
Did they come out because they support CA or they came out to see the kid Dr. Ceesay? Huh?
Actually,
Dr. Ceesay.
it might be that, Ali, because I can say in as much as politics is concerned, that was the first time Doctor went to Basse to go around.
So people are always curious to see who's this doctor?
I mean, Dr. Ceesay. It might be that, but it might also be that they want to support the Citizens Alliance.
Well,
they want to.
That has happened to so many. That has happened to so many so many politicians here. They went to the provinces. People came out to see them, and then they took it to be that they have a strong base.
Yeah, but actually, as of now, we wouldn't be able to say why Citizens Alliance did not put up a candidate in Basse, because they have not come out publicly to disclose why they have not put up a candidate in Basse, but in other constituencies. But what I know is Basse is a very big constituency, but of course also they also having a lot of other candidates, political parties that have put up candidates in the Basse constituency. So, but Citizens Alliance, of course, would have reserved the answers, to these questions to tell us whether or why they haven't put up a candidate.
Yeah, I spoke with Dr. earlier on, and according to him, I mean, they did set up a task force committee that was doing the survey to know where their weaknesses are, where their strength is, so that they can be able to know where to put up candidates. And that's how they ended up having just 11 candidates. And for me, it's not a bad thing. I mean, we have so many political parties in this country. If a party like CA, as young as CA, is able to put up 11 candidates to contest in this election, for me, I think.
Yes, of course. That is a brilliant idea. And of course, it's very welcoming. Considering the fact that how young they are. Citizens Alliance is not even 3 years old. No. It's
exactly.
Probably between 1 to 2 years now. So coming or venturing into politics of this country for the first time, putting up 11 candidates, you know, to contest in the upcoming National Assembly elections is something great. We hope that at least, you know, the Citizens Alliance would also have some seats in the National Assembly. The National Assembly should be an assembly that, you know, is not led by one party.
Yeah.
You understand? Because
we should have some sort of balance
in the National Assembly. Because if we have one political party having the majority in the National Assembly, sometimes it's not even important to have national debates. It's not even, you know, important to discuss some certain things, because of course all of them would nod their heads to certain things that may or may not even be in the best interest of the country. So it is important that, you know, certain political parties, you know, also gain seat in the National Assembly, so that it would balance, so that when we are discussing
that is going to happen, because according to what we understand, according to the deputy spokesperson of the National People's Party, which is a ruling party, they are only contesting 40 seats, 40 constituencies. So meaning we have 13 remaining that will go to other political parties. For example, the NRP, UDP, APRC.
Yes, certainly that is what should actually happen. For me, the National Assembly should not just be surrounded with one political party.
Maybe that's a strategy by the NPP or their alliance with perhaps with APRC, with NRP, where they think, okay, NRP is strong here, or NRP had their National Assembly members here. I mean, we don't actually need to put up candidates in these constituencies. For example, you talk about maybe Upper Salem. Currently, you have Alhaji Mbow there, who is very brilliant, very good, to be honest with you. I mean, NPP might say, okay, let us not put up a candidate here, because already he is part of us because of the NRP-NPP relationship. Yes. APRC, for example, NPP might say, okay, we might not put up candidates in Fonyi. But then the funny thing is that when it comes to Bundung, NPP is putting up candidate, APRC is putting up candidate. You see, so it's going to be really interesting.
Yeah, you know, APRC, in as much as politics is concerned, they are an independent party of itself. Of course, we have seen during the presidential elections, the National People's Party, NPP, having allies, you know, a coalition, sort of, you know,
almost 15, huh?
Of course, 15, yeah.
It was a grand coalition.
Plus other independent candidates. And of course, did have helped a lot, you know, in MPP winning the presidential elections, because of course, you know, where we have a lot of heads together is always better than one or two. So this has given MPP, you know, that privilege to...
Even though Mr. Mboch will say some of the parties actually have no influence. They just rely on the incumbency of the NPP just to be part of it.
Yeah, so like you said, I mean, it might be a strategy for the National People's Party, having known that the people like NRP are their allies already. So, you know, NRP gaining seats in the National Assembly is just like MPP has gained seats in the National Assembly. You understand? So, and
what about even some of the independent candidates?
Yeah, some of the independent...
Some of them are just easily cross carpet. You are independent. You doesn't belong to any party. You own no party any explanation.
Yeah, exactly. We have even seen recently people that wanted to vie as candidate for the MPP but not selected. Some of them are trying to run as independent candidate. So you can see from there, you know, that this is not party interest sometimes. You understand? If independent candidates, people who were part of the NPP but not selected under the NPP ticket, you know, have turned back to also run as independent candidates, what is that implying, Ali? Because, you know, in as much as you are a part of a party, fully part of a party, and is ready to support their development agendas, and if you are not selected and someone in the same party is being selected, I think it would have been very much wise, you know, for you to support the candidacy of that person, in as much as you are talking about a very strong political party that have their values, norms, respected by everybody. But we have seen that people are trying to run to the National Assembly as candidates because they want to be National Assembly members.
Yeah, but equally also, that's why the selection committee should really do their work right. Okay? For example, you are serving in the executive committee. The leader of that party has given you the responsibility to identify the people that will represent the party in parliament. I mean, I see no reason why the selection committee should just perhaps look at somebody they want and not the choice of the people.
Exactly.
Because the thing is that I can tell you from experience, you and I know, I mean, in the 2011 election, there was this particular constituency where an independent candidate defeated APRC as a ruling party.
Yeah.
An independent candidate who did not even run under any political party. Independent. Imagine an independent candidate winning APRC at the time. So this shows you that people, I mean, people can vote for you in the presidential election. When you come to parliamentary election, if you don't select the choice of the people, you will lose the seat.
Yeah, that is quite instrumental. But if you look at, like you said, the selection mode of different, political parties as to which candidate they select to represent them, at the National Assembly elections, it's very difficult to say sometimes. They don't have structures, basically. There are no, important criteria to look, into, in order for them to select candidates. But one among them they look at is popularity and how one is close to a political party. Most of the political parties selected, their candidates based on what has this candidate done for us in the presidential election. He have been running for us in community level, in community development, trying to do campaigns, trying to mobilize people to ensure that our political party wins the presidential election. But that particular candidate, like you said, might not be the choice of the people when it comes to the National Assembly elections, because the National Assembly elections is a different elections. It's an important election. In fact, for me, it's one of the most important elections in the country. So therefore, choosing somebody to represent, a political party, it has to be on basis, that are very, very instrumental. Not just because, somebody is very close to the political party and he has done a lot of mobilizations, campaigns, and other sort of things. You have to look at what an individual is also doing for the community. You understand? What an individual, closer to the community members. Who do the people want?
I mean, you talk about the importance of the National Assembly in running the affairs of this country. How important should this election be to the president? He has won his election. He is the president for the next 5 years. And now it's parliamentary election.
This election should be a very important one for the president, of course.
Oh, really?
Yes. Because, of course, the National Assembly members, like you said, the National Assembly, is the arm of government, that makes the laws of the country, that decides, hold government accountable, that decide the affairs of the nation. So as a president, it is important you have in the House of the National Assembly members people that will reason well, people that will be rational, people that will not look at party affiliation.
That you share the same ideas with.
Exactly.
That you have the same vision, same direction.
Exactly.
Okay.
People that would not just nod their heads for everything, that people that will put party affiliations aside and look at national interests when it comes to projects, developmental projects or issues concerning the nation. You understand? So not just because your political party have won the presidential elections and that everyone else should come into parliament just like that. So that is why it is important to put up candidates, that are very, very instrumental, that can reason well, that would be rational, that would be able to hold government officials accountable, that would see the interest of the nation first, that would not only side with political parties or other affiliations.
Let's now listen. I understand my colleague Don Williams is now on the line from Kerawan in the North Bank region. Don.
Yeah, as I am telling you, who was being interviewed. And then he had some small issue about his nomination paper, which is about the letter of absence, leave of absence, which in the date was not correct or the time that it should be given. So he was asked to do that correction. Now, that's what he was expecting just now.
Thank you. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what we were explaining. Yeah, we were asked to come up with a leave of absence for 1 year. Unfortunately, my institution gave me 2 months with the idea, like I said, that after 2 months I can always go back. Because the fact of the matter is the institution does not want to lose me for whatever reason. But yeah, this is work for the country, whether at the university or as a parliamentarian, we will still be serving the Gambia and the Gambian people. Thank you.
Yes.
Just Don, can you kindly engage him as to why he is contesting to be the National Assembly for his constituency?
Yes, the next candidate is about to come in. That MK Lu was talking. Hello, Aliu.
Yes. Can you further engage him?
The noise there is too much because of the drumming.
No, yes.
We are now waiting for the next candidate to come in.
Don,
follow immediately.
Don, I mean, if Alpha is very close to you, I would like you to further engage him as to, why he is contesting.
Yes.
Don?
No, yes. Here, as I said to you, yes, MK Law has completed, and then now we cannot hear you clearly because of the drumming. Because of the drumming, it's very, very noisy here. People are drumming, singing very loudly. So it's difficult just try your best just to further engage Alpha on this issue, please. Oh, come on. I cannot get you. The noise. I move away from them, but it's so loud.
Don?
Yes.
Don, if you can hear me, I mean, can you further engage Alpha on the reasons for him wanting to contest in the upcoming election?
Come again?
If you can hear me, I said, can you further engage Alpha MK Law?
Yes.
As to the reasons why he is, he wants to contest to be the MP for his constituency?
Yeah, okay, I'll put that question to him because he's being called, he's talking, and he's inside now talking to the IC. Okay, let me just talk to him here.
Please, engage him. Engage him. We want to know his policies and programs.
We just want to know what has enticed you or what inspired you to contest as a candidate.
Yeah, the answers to that question are quite numerous. As a young Gambian who is very patriotic and who has been in leadership, youth leadership in particular, and administration for some time now, I've seen so many issues that are going on around my community, particularly Lower Nyomi as a constituency, that I am not very pleased with. One of them being not having competent representatives at the National Assembly, to the extent that they do not have what it takes, the pedigree, to voice the concerns of the people of Lower Nyomi. If you take back to memory lane for a very long time now, you will find it very difficult to see a very prominent parliamentarian who was elected by the people of Lower Nyomi. And this has retarded development in Lower Nyomi, it has retarded representation in Lower Nyomi, and so many other issues. So as a result of this, I want to come in as a young Gambian, but also as someone who was born in Lower Nyomi and who feels I have what it takes to represent them very well, to come in and give them what they deserve. For instance, when I come into parliament, the primary functions of a parliamentarian is to laws or to amend laws, to bring in laws that were not in existence, or to amend laws that are in existence but that are not to the interest of the people that you represent. And that, for you to do, you need to have a level of academic pedigree in order to do that. But looking at the people we've been having, it has always been a dismal disappointment to the people of Lower Nyomi. Again, when I come, even though that's going to be a secondary responsibility to what I'm going to do, I want to initiate what is called the Lower Nyomi Development Fund. And this Lower Nyomi Development Fund, I'll be committing 10 to 15% of my salary to that development fund. And it will be managed by a committee that will be identified by the people of Lower Nyomi. I may not even be a signatory to that. I'll also be able to tap out funds from donors, donor agents, and the funds that is meant for development of the community to be accumulated into that account, and that will be used for some development projects, such as providing clean water for my people, sponsoring students from the Lower Nyomi that may want to acquire tertiary and higher education institutions. I work at the university, and it is always disheartening to see people from very, very poor backgrounds having admissions into the university or into the Gambia College or the TTI or MDI, but do not have what it takes to pay their tuition fees. But if we have such a development fund, we'll be able to sponsor a few students from Lower Nyomi to pursue higher and tertiary institutions at those institutions.
Thank you very much, Pedro. So thank you. Yeah. Hello.
Yes, Don Williams. Yeah.
Yes, that. Yeah. MKLO, Alpha MKLO was just explained why he, what inspired him and why he wants to contest as a candidate.
Thank you very much, Don Williams. Well, I know we will also try to get to Ibrahim Jallo, who is in Janjambure, to find out, I mean, what is the latest there? The last time we spoke with him, he told us the CA candidates were on the other side of the river, that's Lamingkoto, about to cross over to come to the IEC office in Janjambure for their to file in their nominations. We will try and get back to Ibrahim Jallo soon. But I mean, you have heard from Alpha MKLO, talking about his policies and programs, talking about the current state of Lower Nyomi. I mean, he wants to replace Honorable Matar Jang, who is the current MP for Lower Nyomi. He talked about allocating 15% of his earnings towards the development of his constituency.
Yes, rightly, Ali. If you have known Alpha MKLO, like he rightly said in that interview.
Just hold on. I understand Ibrahim is now on the line from Janjambure. Ibrahim, what's the latest now? Have they arrived?
Yes, Ali. They have arrived. One Mohammed Lee, Mohammed Lamin Lee, on the Citizen Alliance, is here with us, and he's from Nyanija constituency, and he here not, and he have submitted some of his documents, but some are still lacking. So I will put Mohammed on the phone. So
exactly.
He will tell us the reason why he didn't bring all his documents on ground. Mohammed,
brilliant.
Can you please talk to the people?
Yes, I can talk to them. The reason why I don't bring those documents were just matter of condition, and I was busy working all along in these documents. But then, like the sample photo and other related issues were coming, but it was delay and time delay, and that caused that the sample photo is not here because of where we were projected to be taking them out from. It caused a waste of time. But then we expect them to be here tomorrow, inshallah. And the other thing is like the campaign itinerary, which I already filled, but then there are portions where I should have filled there, but due to the busy scheduling and the programming, the way I work and the way the work it is, I could not able to realize that this portion was not filled. That is the reason why those documents were not being brought here. But then I promise everyone that tomorrow the documents will be present in IEC.
Yeah, Ali, as you just heard him saying that due to some busy schedules and some issues, that's why he wasn't able to bring all his documents on ground. So this is the situation right now on the ground.
Yeah,
so
but
we have the second candidate already in the room
Ibrahim,
under the same party at Citizen Alliance, who is GBDM. This is what is happening on the ground right now. Ali.
Ibrahim, just please, can you have Mohammed Lee back and just further engage him as to why he is contesting for the National Assembly election? Because it is important. We have to know
Mohammed,
why.
Will you please tell us why are you
contesting?
Why? What gives you the aim to come in to contest and represent your people?
The reason of me contesting for this parliamentary election is we need change. We need change. That's why my slogan is the choice for better change and development. Here in the Gambia, we realize that the youth, we are the future of tomorrow. And the youth of the Gambia, is high time for us to come out and participate in national politics. Yes, as we are the future of tomorrow, and we realize that development is somehow not reaching us. There are areas, constituencies, you see, regional wards, where there is nothing like proper development. We believe that we, the youth who are living in that area, we need to come out and participate to show the government that this is what we need from them. Yes, we are every time we are now voting for presidents. The presidents they don't realize what is in the constituencies. They are just following for this.
So, Mohammed, you have the hope that if you are choosing to be the MP of your region, of your constituency, which is Nyanija, you will do the best for the region.
Yes, I believe if Nyanija voted me in at the parliamentary, make sure I will do my level best. Development, what is people expected, what is what people are expecting. I will try by all means, in all both hands. I will try by all means. I will generate. I will try to create a way where, as we the youth in Nyanija, we the elders, the females, we will all engage, and we will all be living in a better life than the present life where we are living in.
Mohammed, when it comes to development, there are a lot of things involved. You have the health sector, you have education, you have agriculture. What is your main focus when it comes to development as you trying to contest to be a parliament member?
Thank you very much for that question. It's a very important question, and I will be very happy and proud to answer that question indeed. Yeah, the best thing in my when I'm in tenure, I will prioritize agriculture and the health sector itself. Like agriculture is the backbone of this country. In a developing country, wherever a country is to develop, you must understand what is agriculture, and you must input in agriculture. And in Yanega, we have different resources that if we are helped, we may be able to generate income. We can, in fact, lead to helping Gambia to be healthy living. Because we have areas, we have farms, whereas agriculture is mostly important there. Whereas if we work on that, we may be able to get our living easy. We can be able to get easy. And also, when talking about health sector, it is very poor in Yanija, whereas you may be going to 5 kilometers, 6 kilometers, where you don't have health center, which is a risk to the pregnant women. Because in this year, in fact, I can able to tell you the number of deaths we have in that condition. In fact, not long ago in our village, I can say there were 3 females who were pregnant. In the process of going to the hospital, they all delivered, and the children, the daughter itself passed away. And so unfortunately, the mother itself is living in a very critical condition. Where there is nothing like transport is difficult. The road is not correct. You may be going, and that is a problem always. So we are saying that let the government try and come out, or if people vote me inside, make sure I will do my level best to see that the health sector is being structured 100%.
Finally, what do you have for your party militants, the people who escort you to this IEC house, because they were expecting all your documents were at ground? What do you have to tell them that they have to understand the reason why you didn't bring all your documents on board?
Okay, my supporters, what I will tell to my supporters is for them to remain calm, as I said earlier. Let them remain calm and know that this is what I yearn for. And they know that I'm standing for them only alone. And whatever is their concern, make sure it is my belief too. So I'm just telling you to remain calm. I will very soon solve this problem without any mistakes or other related issues.
Thank you very much, Mohammed. That was Mohammed.
Exactly.
He was trying to talk about the development of this region. He said his main focus were agriculture and the health sector. So as you heard him saying, he said he would like to engage more on agriculture and health, because the health sector in there, the health conditions of their place where he is coming from, which is the Nyanija constituency, so he said it's very poor. So when it comes to agriculture too, he said his region can provide everything that we need that have to do with agriculture in this country. So far, that's what we have from Mohammed Ali, and the other candidate is inside already.
Okay.
He is on his nomination process, and very soon he'll be coming out. Then we'll have him through live on the television.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ibrahim Ajala, our correspondent, giving us live updates from the IEC regional head office in Janjambure. And as you have heard him, they are speaking to Mohammed Lee, who is contesting on the C8 ticket in Nyanaja constituency. He wants to, take this seat from Amadou Kamara, who is the current National Assembly member for Nyanaja constituency under the NRP party. Well, viewers, I'm afraid we will wrap it up here, and then tomorrow we'll be back here as early as 9 a.m. to bring you the live coverage of tomorrow's nomination as exactly as early as 8:45. We'll be on air to bring you the live coverage of the nomination tomorrow. We have Gambia Action Party is scheduled to appear at 9 a.m. Gambia Democratic Congress, that's GDC, will be at 12 at midday rather, and Gambia for All Party, Bibi Dabo, will be at 3 p.m. Well, on behalf of the production team, my colleague here, Yaya Jao. Yaya, thank you so much for being here. It is Sunday, you should have been at home resting.
Exactly.
But it is the worker. Thank you so much, Yaya Jao. Thank you to our regional correspondents, Al Hassan Bah in Jara Soma, Don Williams in Karawan, North Bank region, and Ibrahima Jala currently at Janjambure. On behalf of the production team, we thank you so much for watching. Like I said, do join us tomorrow. Until then, have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.